Quick content warning. We hear something's going on, not classified as family friendly or content not meant for young viewers and or children. This video should may contain frantic, crude humor, and other humor may be appropriate for children under the age of 14. Viewer discretion is only advised. Otherwise, remember to listen to the man!
Don't let your kids watch it!
What's up, peeps? How do you do? Welcome. I hope you're well, awake, well caffeinated, having a good day, having a good night. I hope you've seen the Weenie Joel. How do you do? What is up, peeps? Ow, 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 ow. We're excited. We're screaming. I have come back completely rejuvenated and hype and loud and angry.
You're completely rejuvenated?
I mean, aside from, like, con crud that happens when you go anywhere, but, like, trust me, it's still, like, mentally better.
Twerky hot dog!
Big-ass twerky hot dog, because I apparently deserve that in my life. Jesus. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you got your coffee. Hope you're having a good day. It has been a ridiculous time. I've missed you guys. I'm working on making content for you guys. I've been having to cut up shit from the trip. It was incredibly difficult to do any of that while we were there because, like, to work on anything, I have to transfer everything to my Google Drive, and it doesn't want to do that at Disney.
And also, we were just having fun.
As well as dead. We were dead a lot.
We were dead a lot.
We were exhausted a lot. Holy Jesus. Like, it was a blast, but man, we were wore out a lot. Especially Joel. I love you, Joel, but you were wore the mess out.
Yeah, I need to exercise more.
I'm kind of like a Labrador. Like, it's like you set me out and I'm just like ready to run. Like, let's just keep going. There's more stuff to see. Let's keep walking. Oh, it was hot.
It was
hot as all get out. Jesus Christ.
I'm honestly glad that it rained around lunchtime.
Yep.
Because it cooled things down so much.
It rained around lunchtime. It rained again around dinner. But yeah, hi, we're back. We got stuff to show you. We got stuff to talk about. I got pictures to show you guys that I probably should have turned into slideshow format that I did not because I was stupid. So yeah, there's stuff for you guys today that we're going to talk about that I'm very excited to show you. It's freezing here and I'll show you. Really?
Yeah.
And how are you doing, Summer? I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good time. Hope you're awake, well rested. He has buddies.
Summer is
has so much
experiencing winter.
Damn. Now that's a thing. Only go to Disney this time of year if it's a rain day.
Yeah.
Like,
I can completely understand that.
for us, the only way we could do this was to go during this time frame. It was the only time that we could guarantee it. Because, like, the holiday season is actually, weirdly enough, also my busiest time of year because we have, I stream during all three major holidays. I stream during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and, Halloween. And, like, those are, like, my biggest days of the year. Those are the days that, like, we do everything.
I'm just getting right into it,
Since you put your head on it, what's the droid's name? Okay, so, like, I'm going to put it in chat so everybody can actually see it, so people can see how it's spelled. But it's a name y'all are familiar with. Because it's the only thing I can really think of right off the top of my head, and it worked. It's Romby! It is R0MB13. And he is sassy. I love this dude.
He's super sassy.
He is so sassy. I love him to death. He is very expressive. Romby lives! He do! I had to do the thing. I couldn't not. And we got him really nice silver chrome paneling. I actually have something else I'm going to show off with him in a bit. Because we got him tools. He has tools. And I'm going to be showing off the tools. We'll put the tools on him. I'm very excited for these. He's got little tools. And I'm 5 about this shit. Like, I'm just saying. We'll be doing all that a little bit later. But, like, it makes all the noise. You going to get yours?
Yes.
He is going to become part of the display throughout a lot of days, but also, I love, like, running him around everywhere. He's been, like, terrorizing one of the dogs. One dog. We have 2 dogs here. One dog just is like, that's a toy that exists. I'm fine with this. The other dog sees him and bolts. Simon is not a fan. But
I think he's sleeping.
Huh?
I think he's sleeping right
Turn him
now.
on.
Well, I don't think I turned him off. That's the thing. But I
Oh,
guess maybe I did.
If they go to sleep for more than, like, after, like, 5 minutes, they go to sleep without anybody else around, like, you'll have to turn back on and turn back off. Or turn it off and back on.
Good to know.
It says so in the little instruction pamphlet. Because I'm 5, I read it.
Yep. BBs are hard to find. Where their head goes. There we go. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Hello?
Make sure you turned it on the right way.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm still, quote unquote, jet lagged from the trigger.
Let's see. There you go. Now he's awake.
Oh,
Is he dead? He's not dead. Hello, Rabbit Dude. How are you? Zombified R2D2? Kinda, yeah. You guys put him like right next to the mic. He's really quiet in comparison. Yours sounds so much more serious than mine does. I can't see him. You have to raise him up. Love him. I almost built a BB unit, but at the end of the day, I had to go with this one. I had to. Partially because I'm 5 and I wanted to give him toys. Let's just be real. That's the entire reasoning. We want to be able to give him toys. Plus, that silver with that purple and that black, I love it!
yeah. He's a dapper dude.
The personality chip in mine is a orange resistance chip. And yours is a silver scoundrel, right?
Yes.
Yep, we made sure they had personalities, and I love his personality. He's very silly. If you leave them on but turn their remotes off, they actually start interacting with each other and make a shit ton of noise. So be careful if you have more than one in the house. They will go off at all sorts of different hours, almost no matter where they are in the house.
Which I will be doing, and you can set them over here with his friend.
He's heavier than I expected. He's heavier than mine.
Yeah. The
Huh.
the movement unit is,
I mean, that makes
is
sense.
very heavy.
That makes sense.
It's got to be bottom weighted. Hello, Finn. It is me. Who's the guy on the
Is
left
that a
side?
weenie?
It's
I mean,
Joel. Yes, hello, it's me, Joel.
Yes, this is Joel. He's my best buddy. He hangs out. He chills with me. He took me to Disney. It's like one of those, like, I don't know if we can do Disney. He's like, no, dude, we're doing Disney, and it's happening. And I was kind of kidnapped at Disney, which is ironic that anybody being able to kidnap me without using food.
Yeah.
Gotta give the man a cookie. Because usually that's how you get me. It's like, you gotta have food. And Joel's like, but Star Wars. And I was like, okay, touche. You got this. Put your dude back here, because this light is not as important as the other lighting. Boop. Boop. So you can see him.
Perfect.
Stay. 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 I have slight fear of him moving and running himself off. He shouldn't.
No, he just turns his head, and that'll turn his body. But as long as he's stationary, he's not going to go anywhere.
I'm hoping he's stationary enough. What is up, Kenny Rama? How have you been? And hello, Mike the Shiny Mew. And Finn, how are you, friend? Have you had a I did. Look, we have a buddy. We have a buddy. I'm super excited about my buddy. I have pictures to show you guys, because we're going to go through everything. Yes, we did make lightsabers. We'll show lightsabers in a bit. We both made lightsabers. I've got a lot of pictures. Is that the ghost of a cranberry? Wait, what?
Jaden got me some hot chocolate and brownie with walnuts on top.
Interesting. Have y'all been? We've been fantastic.
Yeah.
We're going to be showing off pictures of our journey. We have a little buddy. Hey, my little buddy. See? He makes me nervous.
Hmm.
My coffee cup from earlier today. Just move that over there, somewhere, anywhere, so I can put it a little further back so I'm not to worry about it. Because the coffee cup was what was going to push him off the edge. Keep him there. But yes, bam! This little dude right here is our traveling companion. This is Fred. And Fred had many adventures on his outing at Galaxy's Edge, as well as other parts of Disney. So what we're going to be showing you is the adventures of Fred and all of his little journeys throughout everything and the fun shit that we ran into. And we'll talk about each thing that we saw while showing you the pictures of what Fred ran into, which I think should be fun for everybody. I was also very proud of my pictures on this one. I felt pretty good about myself with this one. How do you describe Revolving and Orion's relationships with the droids? They haven't met the droids yet, mainly because Orion freaks the mess out anytime he sees anything new. Revolving would probably chase down the droid.
He freaks out when I turn around.
Yeah.
And I've been here. The rabbit dude asked if I have a channel. Technically, it's not important.
It's like technically, but it's been inactive for a while. But like, if one of my mods could still plug his channel anyway, just in case you might bring content back to it. We never know.
You don't have to do
You
that.
might change your mind. You might change your mind. You might do thing.
We'll see. We'll see.
But yes, Joel does have a channel. Joel should definitely be subscribed to. I got a new mug while I was out, by the way. So Donovan was like, I'm drinking out of the new mug today. I like this mug. It is a very swanky mug. Oh, see? Shaman's got you.
Shaman! I know where you sleep.
Run! Yours is far more chattier than mine today. Usually mine's the chatty one.
Right.
Usually we can't shut mine up. He loses his stuff all the time. Just trying to steal my ice cream. Tell that cat no. Tell that cat no. He can't steal your ice cream. So we left on what, the 16th?
Yes.
And apparently me being in the car is a bad thing.
Oh boy.
Apparently,
Oh,
me
boy.
being in the car is a bad thing. So, like, we took some cool pictures while I was in the car, hanging out and doing all this, that, and the other. But apparently, Joel has like barely ever seen a car accident in his entire life. And while having me in the car,
We saw like 6.
yeah, and we got to see them like actually as they happen in some cases, which scared the hell out of him. And me having my experiences and whatnot, it's like, God, this is fine. That's okay. Oh, that sucks. Oh, you might want to worry about that one. Yes,
Yeah.
see, he knows. He's like, see, don't worry about it.
It was scary. Okay?
He's like, no, it's fine, man. It's fine. You got this.
I'm hundreds of miles away from home and getting further by the minutes.
Like, we saw a truck that, like, broke its front axle. That was horrifying.
All over the place.
Yeah, just... right before we left, we saw a moving truck take a curb and bust a tire out from underneath it. We saw a loader truck catch its back end on fire because...
Spontaneously catch fire.
Yep, because all the dust in it was far too compact, and all it takes is one spark in a heavily compacted container like that, and boom! And boom happened.
Stopped us for like 30 minutes.
Yep. Broken axle's a hard hit. Yep, it is. That sucked for that guy. He's like, I don't know if it was that bad. He's completely turned to look away from the camera. That's the one that's camera shy.
He does that. He did that in the bag. He's like, no, don't look at me.
And
Which
the
is
flavor today is wild berry.
Wild berry.
So while we were driving out, we got to see all sorts of different car accidents.
Someone had a flat tire and didn't move their car out of the middle of the road.
Yeah, they were dead center in the middle of the fucking road and didn't move.
That was right before the truck that got fire.
Yep. And we saw several other instances like that. So, like, And at first he was like, "Oh, this is fine." We saw like one, maybe two, and then he started like noticing a pattern. He's like, "I don't know what it is about being a car with you, but
We have so many near accident experiences.
yeah, because we were close to everything that happened,
A safe enough distance to not actually be in any danger
but to definitely witness what was going on."
and be very afraid. Yeah.
He's
You
like,
weren't
no,
there.
he's like, no big deal.
You
He's
weren't
like, no big
there. You weren't there. You weren't born yet.
deal. Robbie's like, I know what's up though. He knows what's up. He's good. He's got this.
I don't even think you saw any accidents on the way home. We had a good drive.
We had a good drive on the way home, yeah. Well, yeah, so no, apparently I'm bad luck in cars, and it freaks him the fuck out. We didn't get in any accidents, so that's good.
Because I'm a good driver.
I mean, we were still far enough away, it was good. As long as you didn't, like, drive into it. It's like, axle,
gosh.
it's like, broken axle, oh shit, closer look. Meow! Oh, no, I'm sorry, that would have been low-key hilarious, at the same time horrifying, because let's face it, who's going to live through that? Me. It's always going to be me. Why is it going to be me? Because that's how that works. How am I going to explain to your mom that you went, meow, and then died?
You couldn't.
I couldn't. There is no explaining it.
It's the perfect crime.
It's a perfect crime. How's the perfect crime? I didn't even do anything. I didn't even do anything for me to have committed a crime.
Jaden thinks I'd look like I would be good at anything. I am mildly good at most things.
He's pretty good at some swanky things.
I'm not a
me
master
watching
of
two
anything.
strips at once. I've been there, Summer. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it fun when an 8-hour drive turns into 12?
Yeah.
For us, it was a 12-hour drive that turned longer.
It was an 11-hour drive
It-
that turned into like a 12, 13-hour drive.
Okay, no, it always is an 11-hour drive, but we always know it's going to be a 12-hour drive at minimum because we're going to stop and eat. So we're going to stop and eat, so it's going to at least be 12 hours. Just because of the amount of times we're going to have to stop 3 times.
Yeah.
Plus, if we have to make a bathroom trip or pick up or refill with gas. So it's always going to be about a 12-hour trip from here to there. So it wound up, like, our trip wound up being like 14 hours
It was...
due to all the different things that wound up slowing us down. Is the next Star Wars movie coming out? We don't know yet, especially thanks to the strike that's going on right now, which I stand with the people that are striking, but because of the strike right now, everything's pushed back. They don't know when the next Star Wars movie is coming out. There's one in the works, but we don't know when it's coming.
Let's see, we got a late start.
Yep.
We left, I think, around like 10:30.
Yep, thereabouts. We were supposed to have left at like 8, but then we got up late, and then I was just dragging because I was tired, as well as I was talking to Grandma and making sure Grandma wasn't freaking out about me leaving.
So yeah, physically it was 12 hours. We lost an hour because of the time change. So yeah,
Yep.
12 hours.
Was it only 12 hours? Because, like, we got there, like, late.
10 to 10. We got there at 1, but that's in Eastern time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it was a long-ass trip. It felt like it took forever to get down there. It felt like we got back a lot faster than we went out.
No, that would be more than 12 hours.
I thought it had to be more than 12 hours. Like, it had to be. Like,
Why the heck was I thinking in
Because 10 to 10 would be 12 hours.
Yeah.
And we got there, like, what, midnight?
14 hours.
14 hours. I called that right. I know I'm not crazy.
I'm just bad at math. I'm tired from driving for 14 hours.
I helped drive the way back home.
Yeah, that one was fine.
But yeah, no, like, that's like the only 2 things that I can ever do math for is money and time. Because I never have enough time and never have enough money. So I'm always having to calculate both. I'm like, there's not enough time, there's not enough money, you must calculate both so I can kind of like squeeze whatever I can out of it. Writers and actors on strike. Yep. And that's the thing. They're both on strike at the same time, which hasn't ever happened.
It was like, it has happened, but it's been like, what, 60 years? Is what I think I heard.
Ish. I thought it had never happened for what I'd heard, but I could be wrong. But yeah, so the trip out there was nuts. We stopped at a lot of places. I took a lot of pictures with Fred to kind of like mark our trip as we went out. Let's see, because I was updating was in the process of updating Mizu the entire step of the way because they want to make sure I was okay. So, at our first rest stop, where is that going to show up? That's going to show up. No. Where is this going to show up? It's going to show up right there. Our first stop. We want to put in the wee dude. He decided to sneak into a vending machine. He was very excited to get into his first vending machine. He was like, I don't know what this is, but I want it. I need it. I need it in my life. Meet Fred for everybody who hasn't met Fred. Since Ronald Reagan was president of SAG. Dude, that's been a long time. Mm-hmm. Long time. Jesus Christ. So that's like 60 plus years since the last time they were all on strike. So you're right. Jesus. He decided to hide out in the vending machine. And then when... No, Fred, stay away from the soda. he was on vacation. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. But he did get yelled at for getting into the vending machine. Summer! Summer! Thank you very much for that lovely donation! Stop. So I can move that so they can... Damn it. Just as I can get to it. Thank you very much for that lovely donation. I hella appreciate that. Didn't have to do it, but I hella appreciate it. There's some hearts in the chat. Amazing. Keep being you. You make me laugh all the time. Don't let anyone bring you down. I will do my best. I will do my best. I'm looking at a camera that they can't see anymore because I put Fred in front of it. Yep. Because that's just what happens.
We're hiding my ugly face.
We're not hiding your ugly face.
Yes.
Hush.
Still hiding me.
Then, because he was hiding out in the soda machine, we decided to make sure that Fred got in tune with nature. He chilled out on a little log. The log had a child. Sorry! Fred was just hanging out everywhere. We can get more hearts in the chat than that. Fred's about to get brain damage.
More hearts.
More hearts. He was. Mizu was very... he stumped!
Yep.
This was his timeout stump. This is what he got for hiding the vending machine. We told him he couldn't hide there anymore, and he was like, sad. I was like, don't be sad. You're the one who messed up. Don't do it.
I will become tree.
He was like, I will become one with nature. Watch me become a tree, Dad. Be proud. Be proud of tree. You like to have lots of snacks. We have lots of food. We have lots of food.
Fred is barking up the wrong tree.
Oh my God! No. He had himself some chicken.
On the way home.
On the way home. No matter what time they ate food. I don't have all the food shots in here because otherwise this would be a stream of just Fred eating food. Because that's what we got the most pictures of was Fred eating. We got the absolute most pictures of Fred eating on the way there and on the way back, as well as while we were there. So it was like the most consistent thing was just Fred just having snacks. We ate so much fucking food.
I don't think I got to see that picture. That one looks really good.
This one?
Yeah.
I was proud of this one. This one could like this one could be great for marketing for KFC. Yep. KFC, like if you're gonna say that for only roar. KFC, if you're listening, hey, look, man, we do great advertising. Get yourself a dino mascot, and you'll do fine.
All nuggets are dino
nuggets to Fred.
So when's he getting his own Instagram?
Honestly, he should. He
Put
should
him on
have
Instagram, put him on Threads.
Instagram, Threads. I guess we ain't got to worry about Twitter anymore.
Right.
Give him an OnlyFans. Also, like the nuggets, but KFC bring back popcorn chicken.
I agree.
That was him.
But these were good.
I really like the nuggets. I like the nuggets better than popcorn chicken, but that's just because this was more filling. I ate this and I was good. And like I was good for a long time.
Yeah.
Versus I eat popcorn chicken and like I'm hungry after I'm finished with the popcorn chicken, but I paid just as much for it.
Yeah.
Did a thing in the art channel? Oh, I'll check it out in a bit. We'll give it a look. We'll give it a look.
Oh, my phone's dying. Lovely.
Phone's dying. Don't let your phone die. That's not good.
I didn't give it any charge.
Let's see. We also stopped at Burger King because why not? We stopped at a lot of fast food places on the way there and on the way back.
Oh.
You have popcorn chicken? We have popcorn chicken at some places. We just don't at KFC. Z and Romby GX. That's adorable. I'll have to show that on there in a bit.
Yeah. I'm jealous, Summer. I'm jealous.
That was him when we went to Burger King. We gave him snackies. He wanted some Burger King. He wanted to see what the Burger King was all about. He did not find the king, so he was sad.
We're doxing the inside of my car.
Oh no!
Oh no! Everyone knows I have a 2014 Honda Civic.
I mean, honestly, I couldn't have told that from this, so...
I don't.
Where'd you go?
I don't care. No one knows what color it is.
You got more snacks, because we're going to go ahead and knock out most of the food snacks out of the way, except for what we ate at the park. We'll show that off as we get to them.
Yes.
He was like, I have a seat for my burger now? We're good! He was a happy boy. He was a happy boy everywhere we went.
That one was an interesting time.
Lord, we waited like, what, almost 20 minutes for our food here? Mm-hmm. This is what made us late getting back, was waiting for food here. And that was not pleasant. And then I scarfed down this burger faster than I think I've ever eaten anything in my life.
I ate that hot dog in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, that hot dog didn't exist. It was just gone. I set him up to take this picture, looked at him, the hot dog's gone.
Yeah, you can see it's gone.
Yeah.
In this photo.
He just, it was just...
I hadn't already gotten done eating.
He had a splendid time, Mizu.
Indeed.
For everybody who doesn't know, since Mizu's going to out themselves on it, our lovely Fred here was actually made by Mizu. And look at him! He is adorable!
Yeah. You got to make a new friend.
Oh... He had an absolute blast. We took him everywhere. We're going to show you some of the fun shit he got to do. Do not take him. You cannot take him. Just little grabby hands. You cannot have our son. You cannot have our boy. Do not take our boy. Let's see. What else? He took himself a bite out of a steak. McGriddle. I did not know a steak McGriddle existed. I was like flabbergasted. We were in like this really, really fancy McDonald's.
They have one that's basically on property. It's like solar operated. Lots of charging at every table. It's really fancy. Didn't feel like McDonald's at all. Except for the fact that they serve McDonald's food.
It is a new thing at McD's. So that's the thing that's like happening.
Nice.
Crochet again. Like, isn't it cute? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Love him. He stayed with me like everywhere. So many people commented on him while we were there. It was really funny how many people commented on him. Like people were immediately drawn to Fred, and it was freaking adorable, because like a lot of cast members would interact with him, like especially during one point we're going to talk about. We have some video footage that's going to get edited into its own video. I'm not going to show it on stream because it needs a lot of editing.
Yeah.
But when we did the lightsaber building experience, the guy came up. I had a semi-awkward moment because the guy came up because my brain broke.
You were just so excited.
I was very excited. My brain broke, and I went into like words were immediately being replaced by meowing. So he definitely had the same response that a lot of people that deal with this kind of stuff are trained to do. But he handled it very well. But I felt really bad, and I felt really embarrassed once I realized what was happening, because I had to go back and look at the footage later to know that I had replaced half of what I said with that. I was very upset. But like, he took pictures with Fred. He was in the video with Fred, and it was It was really cool of how he did it, and he talked to me about the lightsabers and everything else. And he was so in character.
Mm-hmm.
But the YouTube Shorts glitches.
Nope.
There's a glitch for YouTube Shorts. It was not cute. I was embarrassed. Mizu's seen all the footage. She's seen all the raw footage of it. It was not cute. I was traumatized. I was so upset with myself. But it was so. But that was that. Honestly, the lightsaber building thing, which we got yeeted for a second, but we're back. He gets an only Fred account.
Yep.
Do not tell him to bonk me. Do not bonk me. Bonk. Stop trying to bonk me. No. Gets an only Fred account. Oh my god. And hello again. We're back.
Yep.
The most fun of the entire trip was the lightsaber experience. We had a lot of fun regardless. We got to go on a couple rides. I have video footage of one of the rides that is also going to be cut down into a video for everybody. That's going to take a lot of editing as well, because we had Fred with us in that, and we got to interact a little bit with Fred. Like, one of the guys would occasionally, like he would kind of like keep pointing at Fred every once in a while, like, I'm watching you, and that was like great. I caught that on camera, and I was like, yes! Loved that. Because like he was at first he was in my side bag,
yeah,
and like he walked by, and he just looked down, and he pointed, and I was like, that's attention to detail. That's the kind of shit that I like. Dude was on point. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
So apparently I was smuggling the Ultimate Rebel Alliance, the Ultimate Rebel. I was smuggling little Fred in. Mm-hmm. They were very wary of our force-sensitive little lizard.
Yeah.
I haven't showed that footage yet. I was going to show that to you tonight as a surprise before I edited it. Because we're going to have to do a lot of editing to that. That needs more editing than the lightsaber one, just because of how, like, frantic that is, because there's movement the entire way. That was the Rise of Resistance ride. Mm-hmm. That one is, like, super active, and it took forever for it to download to my computer so I could show you. I was going to show it to you last night, and I couldn't. But it literally, like, it just downloaded to my computer this morning through my drive, through my Google Drive. So no, you're going to get to see that today. Because anytime I've tried to show you video via my phone, because I recorded in 4K on my phone, it just, like, it destroys the battery watching those videos. Mm-hmm. Like, it just drains them outright. So no, you're going to get to see it tonight before everybody else. Don't worry, Mizu. Because you're going to see it before I have to butcher it. They heard the word butcher and got excited. You got a little homicidal maniac. So, don't worry. You're going to get to see it. Everybody else will get to see it a couple of days later in the lightsaber one. You go on the Guardians of the Galaxy or Tower of Terror. I did not get to go on those. We only did the Star Wars rides because we had everything planned out throughout the day. And it was so hot that Joel was dying and my leg was trying to give out all at the same time. So we had to go back and recuperate for a little bit.
Yeah, we were focusing on the Star Wars stuff anyways.
Yep. So trying to prevent him from dying a heat stroke and trying to prevent me from, like, watching my leg deteriorate.
It's like I wouldn't have had a heat stroke. I would have just sweated and broiled myself.
You would have dehydrated and that would have been bad. Excited robot noises. But yeah, also, I need to eat this, like, again. Like, I'm not, like, a big McDonald's person. I want this McGriddle again. That was, like, delicious. I was very happy. Let's pull up the next one. So we finally get there, and Fred takes a nap. He's just like, I'm done, man. That car ride was exhausting. I'm taking a nap. He just takes a little nap. He's just a little dude. Just taking a little nap. He's a sleepy man. Look at him. He was so cute.
Yeah.
This was a fold-out bed, and this thing was, like, the best bed.
We should have taken a picture folding out.
I have a picture of the bed, both up and folded out. I just don't have it on here. I'm going to do a thing where I'm going to post all this either to Instagram or to... I was going to post it to Twitter originally, but with Twitter not showing any shit from people that aren't paying for Twitter Blue, it's probably going to go on Instagram. We're about to probably wind up actually, for once, actually hyping up the channel's Instagram, because we do have one. We have Zombies Going On Instagram. It has like 4 photos on it, and that's it since I started it. So that's about. And I have way more followers on Instagram, I think, than I do on Twitter with only 4 images. Huh? Oh, he's trying to fall off this time. Get back. Get back.
Yeah, he's not super secure.
We need to get you like a little stand thing. It won't matter because once you take him home, once he goes home with you, he won't have anybody to interact with.
Yeah.
See, eventually we'll both have to go back and make new droids, so they both have brothers.
Right. But I think I can take this out of my bag. We can just sit him in.
Yeah, you can take it out of the bag. I've done that.
Yeah.
Because I did that so I could put him properly in it.
Yeah.
But we got to go on Rise of Resistance, and we did the Star Tours ride.
Yeah.
The Star Tours ride shocked me at how good that was, because like everyone I've ever heard gives the Star Tours ride crap, and like it always sounds like the Star Tours ride was going to be bad. But I had a lot of fun on that ride. Granted, I also don't get to go on a lot of theme park rides. I've never really gotten to do that.
And it's an older ride. It's a motion simulator from who knows when, but they've updated it, and it's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But the Rise of Resistance ride, like, shocked the shit out of me. Like, that was... I see why that screamed about so much. That was absolutely absurd. So when we get to the park...
Yeah, me and Fred had a similar day that day. Just passed out.
Yeah, him and Joel passed out, and I was up till, like, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning still, because that's my sleep schedule.
Yeah, but I drove...
You drove the whole way down.
I drove the whole way.
And I got like 4 hours of sleep during that ride, because I passed out. I expected to be asleep for like an hour, and then I didn't wake up till like we were at like the last rest stop.
Mm-hmm.
I just passed the mess out, and then I had to update my family where I was, and I had to update Mizu where I was, and just let her know we got there safe. And I wound up talking late, because that's what I do.
And it was okay, because we had planned for a chill day.
Yeah, we planned for a chill day at Disney Springs the next day, which is what we're about to get into, is all the stuff we did at Disney Springs. And that was just it. Like, we weren't, like, hyper, like, fixated on, like, doing everything immediately. We wanted to have that day of rest to recover. Don't get mad at me. It's not, first off, it's not your fault, and he knows it. He knows it's my fault. I could have just said, fuck it, I'm going to bed. I didn't say, fuck it, I'm going to bed. Like, don't blame yourself. Don't worry about it. He's not going to blame you. He's going to blame me. And I was still the one who was way more awake the next day. I was awake and raring to go. I was like, we're going to go look at everything. And Joel's like, you have to slow down.
But the fact that he stayed up didn't bother me at all, because I was asleep. I had no idea.
Yeah, and I was outside. Like, I talked outside.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't keep him up. I didn't talk inside the room. I always went outside.
You probably could have talked inside of the room. I would have been dead.
Yeah. But I wanted to explore everywhere. I walked all the way around the resort just to check stuff out, and I wanted to show her the resort and everything else. We stayed at the...
Disney's All-Star Music Resort.
Which is really... It's a cheaper hotel you can stay in on park.
It was designed originally in the 70s, so the outsides feel like they're from the 70s.
Yep, absolutely. Some updated.
Yeah, so they're clean. They've kept them well maintained and everything. The insides have been completely renovated as of a few years ago.
So yeah, they're small, but they're awesome. Like, I loved that, and that's probably where I would stay again. Mm-hmm. As well as they have, like, a pool if you want to go to the pool, and they have all this other kind of stuff there that you can see.
Each one has 2 pools.
Each one has 2 pools, that's right. I did not go in the pool because I don't do water much. Though I could have actually, like, I looked at the pools there. I actually probably could have enjoyed sitting by the pool, except for we just did not have enough sunscreen for me to possibly do that, nor did we have enough time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Spencer, yes, they did.
And they were really nice. Like, I've stayed in budget hotels. I've stayed in hotels that have cost just this much before for conventions and stuff like that are off-site, that have cost more, that have, or at least cost as much or more, that have not been as good quality as this place. Like, this place, like, I would have expected to have paid a lot more than what we were paying to be there.
And you have the food court, which eventually they're going to start a meal program up again, so that you can just put that on your hotel bill.
Yep.
And not have to worry about paying anything. You get like credits.
Yep.
That's how it used to work. I think they stopped for COVID and they're bringing it back in 2024.
Yeah, except for the Polynesian one. The one time that I was actually on site at a fancy one, that was always the thing. They had the Polynesian.
Yeah.
And they stopped it back in 2020 due to COVID, and it's supposed to be coming back. That's what I heard was next year. Yeah. Because even though I've never been to all this shit, like, I watch shit about it all the time because, like, I want to always go there. It's like, fuck, I want to go back. Mm-hmm. I want to go back. I have a plan to eventually do so.
Yeah, talking about off-property versus on-property, you also get free bus service. So you don't have to waste your own gas or pay for parking.
That was big.
You just park at the hotel, it's free parking, and you just ride a bus to the park. It's that simple.
So we started off our day, and Fred was like, "You must now feed me." The person who was working on the food saw him and thought he was adorable. Mm-hmm. She thought he was, like, super cute. First meal of the day was a meatball sub. I have a picture of it, but I didn't put it on here. I need to.
Yeah, Spencer, I think I saw that.
Yeah. You go to Disneyland again. It's been 12 to 14 years since I last went. For me, it had been... This was my first time actually getting to explore Disney. I've never gotten to explore Disney at any point in time that I'd gone. I'd always gone to Magic Kingdom. I'd always been there for only like 4 hours, and it was always because it was some kind of event thing based on the reasoning why I was there. Like, the first time I was there for a convention, we got to do a little bit of time there, just because they had a special thing for the vendors that were working the show. Mm-hmm. Like, here, you can come here for a night, you can pay like $200, and you and another person can be there for like 4 hours, see the rides, go home. And that's essentially what we did. And then the next time was during Christmas. And next time was during Christmas, and it was a whole thing for it that was essentially the exact same thing. They have like their Not So Scary costume party during Christmas, which is where they let the kids dress up in costume as well as the adults can dress more in costume. They just cannot be fully a Disney character.
Right. As long as you don't look like a cast member.
Yeah, as long as you don't look like a cast member, you're fine. And what's going to change?
Probably you going to Disney again.
Why is that going to change?
Because she's going to make sure that you go to Disney again. Wow. Just a guess.
I mean, I just said like I plan to do a thing again. Wait, what's going on? Wait, what am I missing here? I've missed something.
Misa said, that's going to change.
I saw that's going to change. I'm wondering what that means.
You not getting to explore Disney.
Oh! I'm not going to lie. I would love to explore Disney. Why is the music still doing this stuff? Because it keeps doing the same. Are you still listening? I was like, yes, I'm still listening because I'm not using my premium account. That's what it is.
Yeah, would it be exactly it?
And I can't help not using my premium account.
Yeah.
The stuff I watch stuff on is my private channel, which is not I have 3 people subscribed to, and that's just friends of mine. Back when I was just posting like Smash Brothers footage.
Right.
I dread that sentence right there, though.
That's a good thing.
It's a worrisome thing. Go to Epcot in September, and I'm getting annihilated drinking around the world. We got to drink at Disney, or I got to drink at Disney.
No. We got to drink at Disney.
Well, I wasn't sure if you wanted that outed. I wasn't sure if you wanted that outed or
they
not.
Don't watch. If they did, it doesn't matter.
We're going to explain the story a little bit later because I've got pictures of it saved. We actually got to go to...
Oga's Cantina.
Yeah, we got to go to Oga's Cantina. I had a blast there. I had a freaking blast. That's where this came from. This was the Yub Nub drink, and we're going to explain a lot more about that, but this is like one of the best drinks I'd had, like, at an experience like this before, because I've done, like, a lot of, like, weird drinking experiences, like, at conventions and shows and events, because, like, when you work at conventions, you do a lot of that kind of stuff. This was probably one of the ones I had more fun with. Felt kind of bad dragging Joel along for it, because he's not naturally a drinker.
I have never drank before this experience.
You held it well, like, it was good. Like, we neither of us got, like, neither of us went there to, like, get smashed or anything like that. But, like, he decided he wanted to try for the first time, and you had the tauntaun.
Yeah, fluffy tauntaun. I think that's what it's called.
No, the fuzzy tauntaun.
Fuzzy tauntaun.
It was fuzzy tauntaun spit.
the foam was fuzzy. Yeah, fizzy, fuzzy, whatever.
I did get to explore a lot when I went before too. So yee. Okay, so yee. Okay, since this is going to be us both exploring, yes, yes. But we'll get more into that when we get to that. Fuzzy Tauntaun is the best. Personally, I like the Yub Nub the best, but I didn't get to try the Fuzzy Tauntaun.
That's all right.
I did get to try the pork drink, and I like that a lot too. For a non-alcoholic drink, that one I liked a lot. Blue or green milk. I actually didn't get a chance to try that.
Because you got 2 drinks. You were allowed to have 2 drinks.
Well, the blue and green Tauntaun milk you could have had like outside in the
Yeah.
park. You could have gotten non-alcoholic of it and been fine.
Yeah.
That was like the one thing I wanted to try that I didn't, because we thought about trying it. It was really expensive, and we were also trying to do something else, and the line was kind of long for it.
So we were running out of time.
So we're running out of time.
And it
So
was hot.
like, I forgot to go back and get it because I meant to sit and say that's one of the things I want to try and go back and do, and it completely slipped both our minds at that point in time. I have recipes for it because I have the unofficial Disney cocktail books, as well as my cousin sent me the recipe from the official one that dropped earlier this year. And so I've got the recipes for it. The recipes are kind of close. So I'm eventually going to try it if I can ever find a way to do a food stream again. That's going to be one of the things I show, is like some of the like weird Disney foods I know how to make. But I didn't get a chance to try that when I wanted to. But that's something I'll have to be for the next trip in. So like we had him, he was like, give me my food. They gave him his food. They gave him a meatball sub. Do I have a meatball sub in here? No, I have the other thing they gave him. Some chicken parmesan. This was good. Oh my god, this was delicious. I loved this. Like, I could have, like, if I'd eaten this... This is what I ate the last night we were there. If I'd eaten this the first day, I wouldn't have eaten anything else. I would have just eaten this. This was, like, delicious, because this was chicken parmesan with Alfredo sauce and penne noodles with a breadstick, and it was great. Like, Lord, I killed this shit. I almost went back and bought another one while I was there that night. It was just good. Why is this doing this the way that it's doing? No. You are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Do what you're supposed to. Replay all. There we go. Cool. But yeah, so he ate some more food. I ate some more food. This was delicious. This was the one time that I went there. This was like when I was exploring on my own, because he was like, he was dead to the world after that.
Yeah.
He was toast.
That was after the cantina.
And then we went into Disney Springs, aka Downtown Disney.
We're kind of time traveling a little bit, but
Back and forth. Well, I'm showing off like most of the food,
yeah,
except for the one really fancy thing.
because
We'll get to that in a minute.
Disney Springs was the first thing that we did.
We went to go see Disney Springs, and Fred got to meet his dad. His derpy dad. His derpy dad is all dads should be. I love the Legoland there because they have so many statues all over the place. I love this one especially just because it's built in the water. Like, this still to this day trips me to mess out. I want to see how far they built under the water for this. At the same time, I don't want to go underwater to find out because I would be distressed. But I want to see it.
I'm guessing it's probably not very far. They're probably like on piers.
Yeah, well, they've got to have it enough in case water fluctates.
Yeah.
They've got to have it enough
Which
down.
is
'cause you can,
probably what you can see.
yeah, because you can already see like the discoloration of it like up here of where it's usually higher. And it can probably go like a decent amount lower.
Been there for like 25 years, yeah.
Yep, this isn't my first time seeing him. He looks far more weathered than the first time I saw him. Because I saw him like, what, 10 years ago? Yeah, I want to say, yeah, I saw him like 10 years ago, because that's where the last picture was I took of him.
I honestly didn't even know there was a Lego place at Disney Springs until like this year.
Till I told you about it?
I think I figured it out before you told me about it because my sister found it.
I could have sworn I sent you pictures of it while I was there last time at Christmas.
If you did, just
kind of like just shifted out of your mind for a bit.
yeah.
Yeah, so Fred got to meet his buddy. It looks like a cousin of Chessie, the Chesapeake Bay Monster. Really? See, I don't know what the Chesapeake Bay Monster looks like. I should, because I'm obsessed with cryptids. But I don't. He also got to meet Mom.
Other mom.
Other Mom. The non-creative, the non-creative mom, the magic mom.
Yep.
How does one make a Lego Nessie disappear?
Hmm.
Take a picture of it usually. But apparently it stayed here. I don't know. How do you make a Lego Nessie disappear? That's a good question.
You steal it. No one will ever know.
Never know. He's not agreeing with us.
Well, do you have any better ideas?
Yeah, what do you got? How do you make him disappear? Hmm? He's got a whole set of tools. He could probably do it. We'll put those on you in a bit. You're going to be able to show off and show out some. Fortunately, he couldn't meet Grandma because of her unfortunate cremation. Not a riddle, just planning a heist. Very, very quietly. With a big ass boat. We do not condone you stealing Nessie. Please don't sue us.
There's lots of new-ish Lego figures.
This one was new to me. Like I had never seen this one. He got to see a wizard. He was very excited to see himself a wizard. He was very excited to see himself some magic. He was very, very excited. Very, very excited to see some magic. So we got to see all the Lego stuff, and this was a blast. One sec.
He's like, no.
How dare you?
I see an Orion in the background. Probably.
But yes, he got to see the magic of Mickey himself, and he was like, "Dear Jesus." He's like, "Where do I get that hat?" And we're like, "No, you cannot have that hat." And he's like, "But I want that hat." He's like, "I need that hat."
That things happen when people wear the hat.
True.
Yeah.
Then he got to see what the dark side looked like. And he was like, I don't know about this, man. I don't know about this.
I guess that means he got to see Chewbacca multiple times.
Oh yeah, he got to see. He loved Chewie. He loved Chewie. That was like his thing to see, man. He was all about Chewie. He saw him in Lego form, and they got to see him in real life. He's like, I don't know about this, Dad. I don't know about this. You see this? He looked angry. He looked mad. I love the pose they chose for Kylo Ren in this, though. Like, this was really good.
Yeah.
Going to hell for that cremation show. Maybe just a little bit. Oh, these were nuts. I was enamored with so much of the Lego stuff that happened. I was freaking 5. This is probably one of the best pictures we took the whole night. Or the whole day that we were there.
I helped with that one.
Yep. I love this picture. I love how this turned out. This was probably one of the swankiest pictures we took. I had to have Joel help me because I couldn't get... We got in position and then like I couldn't get low enough on the ground to do it without my knee just saying, guess what? You're staying here forever. But look at that. I love that picture. I love that picture. We managed to get both that and him in focus for once.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, that mural is made out of Lego.
Yep, completely out of Lego.
It's like it should be obvious from the others, but just in case. It's like us-sized.
Yep, I like what Mizu's idea was. We need to like eventually rebuild this and recreate this, but with Fred.
Yep.
I think we could do that. I think that'll be like freaking adorable. But no, we explored a lot of Legoland first because that was like one of the main things that we wanted to see while we were there. And that was like, Jesus Christ. Okay, so first off, if you're going to Disney and you're going to go buy Legos at Disney, beware, there's a Disney tax buying Legos at Disney. So I've been to Lego store, like, because there's a Lego store not very far from us. And the Lego store near home, everyone already knows Legos are expensive. Like, it's still cheaper than going to Disney and buying Legos. Jesus Christ. The game was absurd. It was absurd. It was nuts. It was crazy. We did get a Lego. Huge Lego castle, so she'll stop complaining about my Gundam backlog. We looked at that castle. Lord, that castle was so expensive. Holy crap. I looked at that, I was like, whoa, that hurts. That hurts me.
There were so many that hurt me that I would have loved to have.
Oh, same. Sold the minifigures out of it for $250. It was amazing. I'm not surprised, because they're exclusive to that kit. And a lot of people will go about them. Why, about the Disney tax? No, he knows about the Disney tax. I was a deal made with her. I mean, like, only selling, like, the minifigs, that's not that big of a deal. Albeit, I would be the type of person that would want to keep them, because I like the minifigs. But Jesus Christ, that thing was expensive. It was so pretty, though. Grab the Lego. Get under there. We actually has Lego. We got this. This is going to be eventually built on stream, because y'all know my obsession with brickheads and how much I love them. So we wound up getting the 100th anniversary brickheads that have Oswald, Steamboat Mickey, Snow White, and Tinkerbell on them. So, like, just absolutely in love with this. I'm very excited to build this. But this is going to be built on stream. Hey, I have that one. You should build it, dude. You do a lot of Lego content. You should build it. I am very excited to build this, though. Like, I got this mainly because, like, I just love those two, and the price for this was actually, it was like one of the few things that, like, didn't cost an arm and leg, and kind of shocked us, because it was like, what, like $30? And it came with 4. Usually these are like $10 per character. I know they're a little bit smaller, but they're still, like, usually they're $10 per character, and the more characters you put in it, they just jack up the price for it. Like, we saw the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader one, which we liked, and it was $30 for it as well. It was just 2 of them. The one we really liked was the indoor set, which had it had Anakin and R2, and it had Anakin, R2, it had Ewok, and had like a couple of other. I don't know what had Anakin in it, because it looked like it should have Luke in it, but it was definitely Anakin. But it was really pretty, but they were sold out of it, and I was very sad.
Rombie's excited for that stream too.
But I really wanted to build the foosball table first. We got the foosball one. Even Rombie's excited for that stream. Yee. One sec.
Speaking of Rombie, if you guys have suggestions for names for mine, I still haven't picked yet. So just let me know. Robro.
Robro. That could work. R0BR0. That would technically work.
JJ3.
JJ3.
For Joel.
One sec.
Hi, Panda!
Panda! Hello!
You didn't get to see me last time. Oh my goodness. Yes, hi. Good to see you.
But yee. Once I gotta ask before I actually say something on stream.
Yeah. Don't look at me. No. But yeah, Panda, if you have a name suggestion for my droid, you should let me know. Because I still haven't picked one yet. And my phone's dead.
But yes, okay, so, how's your phone dead?
It was at like 3% when I was showing you.
Kick it in the weenie.
It doesn't have one of those.
Well, it should. So,
What purpose?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
There are several times where things have things that they shouldn't have. It's just a thing. So, with this one, we're actually going to be doing this one with... Oh my god. Speaking of, we're actually be doing this one with Mizu. She was very excited when she saw Tinkerbell, and she's going to get to have... There's a couple instances where she's going to get to have her first LEGO experiences.
Yeah.
That we're very excited for. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be 5. We're going to scream. I'm just going to hopefully make sure they don't step on a Lego. Because that's like the one thing that you shouldn't experience with your first time with Legos, but everybody eventually does. Mm-hmm. Hun, please do not step on a Lego. Please.
Keep things above the table.
It's me we're talking about? That doesn't happen. How many times have I dropped a Lego piece on stream? I had to go hunting for it.
So many.
I've built Lego kits since 1997.
Oh,
That's sad. It's so much fun, though. I love Legos.
You see the bot? You need to see my bot? You need to see my bot? Give me my bot.
I heard something else. I was like, Joel, no, we're not getting demonetized.
You want to see my butt?
Exactly, you never built one, so we're going to let you build one for the first time. It's going to be fun, and we got ones that aren't super difficult, but they're really fun to build. Brickheads are probably my favorite things to build because they're very simple. I can build most of them in my sleep without needing an instruction manual anymore, which is bad. But they're, it's kind of like building one of these. It's actually probably a lot simpler than building one of these, but like it's like you'll get it. It'll be easy. It'll be fun. You'll have a blast with it. So, there he is. What doth his name be? What doth we name the boy?
And he names. Got a couple.
Weenus will show at some point. I'm excited. What do you mean your weenus will show at one point? What do you mean by this? I feel like I should be afraid just because of like how that comes out. Spring.
Like, I'll show my weenus right now.
Oh my god! Don't get me demonetized with your weenus. How dare you? That is... Nope, that's it. Show's over. Bye. Censored. Apparently call him Bluey. B1U313.
Louis.
We apparently like that name. It technically works.
He...
Remember, Lego no longer has a max age. Exactly!
Yep.
They actually removed that, and that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I can feel less bad about it. And this was getting to go... What part of Disney Springs were we in for this?
That is the main entrance.
But we just got to see it at night. Because
Yeah.
like, we went in during the day, and it did not look this pretty.
Yeah.
I think it was one of my favorite pictures we took. It took forever to get this picture. Because we had to get it with nobody there.
And it's because we were getting off the bus.
Everyone was there.
Everyone coming from all over the place.
So
It worked out.
This actually made me miss photography like a lot. I've thought about getting back into some of it at some point because this was a shit ton of fun. I had so much fun like trying to find like the perfect ways to get pictures for Fred. Like, this was just an absolute blast. This was, honestly, this is one of my favorite parts about the trip, was just like, I'm taking pictures of a toy dino so I can send them back. Because like this was how I updated Mizu on everything. Was I wanted to make sure that they got to have part of them with us while we explored everywhere. So this is how we did it. And I went through great lengths for every picture. Like, it's got to be a perfect picture because she's got to love it. I mean, honestly, if we're going with cameras, I personally like the Sony cameras, but Canon is one that I used to use a lot.
You
Used to have a Canon camera. You don't like Sony cameras?
It's probably a Nikon.
Why am I not surprised? Makes sense. But no, I had well, I can't remember the number on the Canon that I had, but like I had a Canon forever. I have to wait and see. I'm gonna have to wait and see. I'm worried about surprises happening. It worries me. It makes me paranoid. Don't make me paranoid. I'm paranoid enough as is. I live a paranoid existence. Be the ultimate weenie? That's horrifying.
What was I right about?
I was about to ask the same thing.
That's not a normal occurrence.
It is too. It's a fine occurrence. But yeah, so like I really like this. This was going into Disney Springs at night, and we literally only went there for one thing, and then we wound up. The one part of the thing that's not recorded is going through Disney Springs because we gave Mizu a tour on the live cam.
Mm-hmm. But you got most of the pictures.
We got a lot of pictures right before that, but we got to check out. They have a Christmas store, and that was insane. That was nuts. I thoroughly enjoyed the Christmas store because I'm 5. We did get like one of the best pictures there though, because of the Haunted Mansion stuff they had.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so silly. Also, Gray, how are you doing?
Howdy, howdy. Do you have that one in here?
Yeah, I have that one in here. I plan to show them that.
Excellent.
Because I wasn't as happy with the dinosaur picture that showed up for that one that we got.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have one of it, because we did this first. He got to meet a long-lost relative. He was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Using his remains as a prop for a store. I don't think he was very happy about it.
Mm-hmm. He also
You
got
didn't have to get me anything, Panda.
Yeah, he also got annoyed at that big family group that was there.
Yeah, when because we tried to get the picture during the daytime, because the skeleton looked better during the daylight than it did during the night. Mm-hmm. But we wound up like waiting forever, and this family was just sitting there in front of the T-Rex. Yeah, it is a restaurant that we didn't get to go to.
Yep. There was like 30 people in that group.
Yeah, and like that group was massive. They kept just like changing people out. It was like 2 people at a time taking pictures.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, so we have like Dad here, so he's gonna take a picture with each kid. I'm like, okay, we'll come back at night.
Yep.
We'll just come back at night because like we waited like what 30 minutes to see if we could get that picture.
It wasn't that long.
It felt like it. It felt like we waited forever, and I was like, I'm not
it was
gonna
hot.
worry about it. Yeah. At that point in time, you were exhausted, and I was hot, and I was agitated because I was hot, and I was hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't agitated at anybody, but like it made me agitated at everything because I was hungry, and it was hot, and I was like, I just have a hatred now because I exist. And that's how that went. If
you have a low race card, you can skip the line to get a table.
Huh.
Interesting.
I don't have one of those.
I do not also.
Yeah. But yeah, I would like to also go back because that sounds like that would just be a blast. And then we got fancy pizza. This is really fancy pizza. Like, holy crap, this was fancy pizza. And I love both of these. The one on the left, that was feta cheese and ham and a few other things. It was decent. I liked that one, but the one next to it I actually liked a lot better because it was a pizza they were only doing for a short amount of time, and it's supposed to be like this super spicy pizza according to them. It had hush,
Sir.
it had pepperoni. It had spinach. It had like this really spicy pepper in it, and it had Joel, you need to eat more than just pizza.
Well,
That's
about that.
that's pretty much all Joel ate the entire time we were there. And each pizza, that top pizza, that's his pizza.
Yeah.
Each pizza that he ate was like that size.
Yeah, the first one at the hotel cafe was like a whole fourth of a pizza as one slice.
It was fucking huge.
Then,
I was like, Jesus.
Then there was this one. 2 fucking plates.
And we ate at the other pizza place during the third day.
Yeah. Pizza Rizzo's.
Yeah, Pizza Rizzo's. I ate a meatball sub there.
Yeah.
It was really good. They didn't have a lot there, which kind of shocked me. It was like literally this pizza, and it's like 2 different types of pizza, and that's like it. And then it had like a meatball sub. It had a couple salads, and then it had some stuff for kids, and that's it. That's all it had.
Yeah, they've got a tiny menu, but it works.
Oh, it definitely works. Like the meatball sub was great. Let's see, did I put that picture in there? I did. Fred ate a salad while he was there.
You see the kind of pizza they have there.
Yep.
But not the meatball sub.
Not the meatball sub. But because I already had a picture of a meatball sub from earlier that was technically better. But I need to put it in this list, but I didn't. I'll probably put it in a second. But while we were there, while we were at the pizza place, the spicy one was also like seasoned with honey, and it was really tasty. It's gotta be a ginormous source. It was a ginormous source. It was ginormous. It was. It was massive. That pizza was massive. Like literally, like he couldn't eat it with 2 hands. He needed needed to grab cutlery for it.
Yeah, I had to eat it with a fork and a knife.
I was like, just fold it. Just say fuck it, fold it, eat it. It'll be fine.
I folded the one at the cafe, but this one, you just could not fold it.
No, it was too damn big.
Also, it was hot.
Yeah, it was very hot. And then we went to the Christmas shop while we were there, and we were showing everything off in the Christmas shop. And while we were there,
we stumbled across this.
The best photo op we could have gotten. Here lies good old Fred.
A great big rock fell on his head. R.I.P.
Mizu did become 3, and it was adorable to see.
Yeah.
They were very excited. Honestly, one of my biggest highlights of the trip was just showing him stuff, as well as being a little sneaky. No, my boy. Wait.
It gets better.
It gets
or
better.
worse, depending on your perspective.
Both?
The great big rock fell on his head.
Could have made him a ghost type then. Don't out me like that. I will out you like that. It was adorable. Your reactions were adorable. It was so cute to see. He's fine, I swear. See, he's right here. He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. No Freds were Don't.
Willet Pizza.
Willet Pizza. Requirements: introduce new foods to Joel through making them into pizza.
We've tried that before.
It's not worked. I've gotten to hear the results of that.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even get him to eat mac and cheese. We can't turn it into a pizza either. It makes me sad. That's like the only thing that like trips me out about your dietary thing is like you won't even eat noodles. Like that. It's not like a gluten thing. He doesn't like noodles, and I'm like, because like I can find gluten-free noodles. Has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, you were there pretty much.
They were. She was there without being there throughout a lot of it. Like I was showing her everything. It's like, look at all this, and look at that, and look at this, and here we go. I wanted you to be included. Mac and cheese pizza is my favorite at CC's Pizza. Lord, I haven't eaten a CC's Pizza in ages. The last one around here closed like 6 years ago.
We still have one, and I go to it occasionally.
Ghost type in Pokemon TCG is Psychic type. It's the purple cards. Psychic type is Ghost type in Pokemon cards. Or Dark type if you have a Dark type cross combo. All right, so we've done enough showing a dead body, so let's change that. That's still like one of my favorite pictures because it was derpy. We finally went home or back to the hotel, and the next day we woke up, and this was pretty much the first picture of the day.
You got to see an AT-AT.
You got to see a Robo Dino, aka the AT-AT. Poor Fred. See, he's fine. He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
This is the next day.
This is the next day. He got to hang out. He got to be like, yo, what's up? He's fine. We gave him a revive. He's okay. We gave him a revive. He's fine. He's okay.
Yeah, just a nap. It's fine.
Just a nap. He's okay. He's fine. He is Zambi, just like his pops.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh. He is indeed. He is my little Zambi Dino boy. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. That was pretty much how I hid most of my meowing throughout the day, was Fred could meow for me and people didn't look at me weird or as weird. Oh, that was interesting. That was interesting. And I remember the moment you were talking to me about earlier, Mizu. I'm not going to talk about that one on stream, but I remember it now. Fuck it. I had like an interesting moment. You were in the restroom still, and I wound up having like a slight meowing fit. I lost my shit for a minute. Like my brain just could not readjust. And I had a woman walk by me and started bitching about the fact that I was meowing. Started bitching about the fact that I was meowing in French. Not knowing
that you know French.
That I know French, because she'd heard me speak English a moment ago, apparently. So she's like, I'm just going to walk by the stupid American and just go on about it. And I retorted in very busted and broken French, because I haven't had to break out French in years. My French is very poor. But, like, it basically was like, excuse me? And, like, she stopped. Like, dead cold, went completely 3 different shades of white. And I told her basically not to speak to me or my son ever again. Because I had Fred. And I was looking at Fred while meowing. Well, having said meowing fit. Because, like, I was using Fred as my ground for that moment. And I was like, don't speak to me or my son ever again. In the most busted-ass French ever. And it's like, she just, like, turned, like, 3 shades of white, whips around, and just walks away. That's the fun thing about being at Disney, is, like, not a lot of people you're going to run into actually speak English. And, like, so you're going to hear, like, people from all over the world. And it is the most bizarre thing to do when you're like me and you speak a little bit of a few different languages. Because, like, I speak a little bit, I speak a small bit of Japanese, not enough to, like, if I were to visit, I could get a hotel food at a bathroom. But I understand, like, fragments because of just studying it on and off for years. My French is not only broken, but it's basically freaking, like, it's Louisianan French, so, like, it's really broken. And then I understand a little bit of German. So, like, I'm hearing, like, fragments of conversations all over me, and my brain is trying to shift each damn time. And it's like, he saw me stutter more times during this trip than he's probably ever seen me do on stream, which is when I usually stutter the most. Because I would just hear something off the side and just be like, well, they're having a bad day. The amount of times I would look at it, it's like, that person's angry. Just on and on and on. That tripped me out.
It's supposed to be the happiest place on earth, and then
you see so many people that are not. You see a lot of people that are. We made a lot of that friends with that Australian couple that was there.
They were British.
Oh, they were British. You're right. They were British.
There was one Australian guy that asked us a question.
Yeah, there's an Australian guy that asked us a question we talked to for a bit. I've seen so many fights at Epcot. Jesus, why fight at
Drinks.
Yeah, it's like that. My brain halted for that right there. I was like, wait. wait. This was
outside of Star Tours.
Yeah, and we got to go into Star Tours, which was a blast. You cried? Sad day. So we got to take you, and you got to have a happy time. That's what's got to happen. We've got to take you and make sure you can have a great time. That's what we got to do. Or make it like one of the best times you ever have. That'll be a thing. We will find a way to make that happen. It'll be a thing. And that's a promise.
It's also in Star Tours. Yeah, that's next.
Yep, that's why I was going for this one next.
Yep.
Then we got this one where C-3PO is judging Fred for Fred's life choices. And he's like, why are you hanging out with him? What are you doing? Why are you meowing? Stop this. I actually really loved how this picture turned out. Because, like, the interaction between him and R2-D2 is really great, but then, like, he looks at you and starts talking about, like, a possible rebel being smuggled in. And he looks directly at me with Fred in my bag, and I was like, I want to pull him out and get a picture of this. The timing of this, it was to be. It must happen now. And this was, like, this ride, it was far better than I expected it to be. Because, like, I kept hearing people say, oh, that ride sucks, or oh, that ride sucks, But I had a blast in it. Like, Jesus. But then again, this is also, like, my first, like, actual ride that's not Space Mountain.
Right.
You're gonna hide in the vending machine. I judge you too, Fred. Fred, they don't understand. You're a wild one like your daddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He gets it honest. He gets it honest. I get into trouble all the time. That's kind of my lot in life. I still love you. It's okay. It's okay, Bob. But the ride itself is a blast. That's going to be one of the things we're going to edit footage for. Is I got some footage for it. I didn't get as much footage for it because the quality wasn't as good. But we got some for it. There's a reason why I haven't like done anything with it because it was not as good a quality as everything else we had.
Fred should get his own card in the future. Zach's asking if Fred's going to get a card in the future. It's like, he should.
He should, honestly. He should get a battle card because the battle system's coming back. It's coming back next week or the week after. No, it's the week after. No, it is. It's this coming week. It's this coming week. The battle system coming back because I've got stuff that was supposed to be coming out for that. So it's going to be. He's getting a battle card because being at Disney has revamped a lot of my creativity and stuff. I've got one that's going to be really fun that's coming, but I can't tell y'all about it because there's a secret to it. There's somebody here who will know about it soon, though. While roaming around, we got to see... which ship was this? I can't remember the ship name now, and that's going to bother me.
I don't remember what it's called, but it looks like the one that Obi-Wan was flying during the Clone Wars.
Yep, I just can't remember the name of it, because it's not A-Wing.
Is it on an A-Wing? B? Because I'm pretty sure I either had or wanted the Lego for this back when they had made that.
Same.
Because it came with...
No, it is an A-Wing. I'm wrong. Just don't listen to me. It is an A-Wing.
Yeah, it's an A-Wing.
No, I'm sitting there thinking of something else. I know what ship I'm thinking of. But no. So yeah, it was an A-Wing.
See, the Lego set came with an R-Series droid that I had wanted at the time, and also the Hyper Ring for it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's like, I really wanted that at the time, and I never got it.
You got the chill next to that. I actually have something else with that in a minute. And then we had his determination to get into the A-Wing, which was him getting himself a little helmet. It's too big. I'm sorry, Fred. I'm sorry. You just couldn't have the helmet. It was too big for you, bud. It was too big. We couldn't let you have it. We couldn't let you play with it. I love this picture because I'm 5. See, Mizu? We gave him a helmet. He was protected for all of like 5 minutes. We thought about his safety first. Yes. It's okay. We did it.
We were good parents.
No.
No.
I am not a good parent.
I mean, we took him to a bar when he's like 2 months old.
Yeah, we took him to a bar. That was bad. He took to the cantina with us. He didn't drink, though. He just sat next to it. But look. See, he got his little helmet. He's fine. He's okay. We got him. He's gonna be just fine. No worries. He's such a good boy. Kinda. Kinda good boy. That's not the one I wanted. That's what I usually have. That's what I have.
He's only 1.5 years old.
He didn't drink. It was fine. And one of the peeps there who came by to clean the table also had a little crochet buddy. So he made a buddy for a minute. He was fine. He was okay.
Yeah.
He made a little buddy for a minute. It's fine. He's good. That's why we gave him a helmet. The question is, did he need the helmet more or did I?
I think that was... Yeah, that's still in the park.
Yeah, this was in the park, and this was in the marketplace area of the park.
The creature section.
Yep. And we got something really cool from the creature section.
That you'll see in a bit.
Yep.
Because you can show it off when you show off your lightsaber.
Yep, we're going to show it off. It's going to be really swanky, but we got something from there that I was very impressed with. Like, we had to immediately bolt back there after getting the lightsaber. That was like one of the main things we had to get.
Hey, if you flip it around, it's 21.5, so it's fine.
It's fine. He's okay.
Or 21 over 1.
He's fine. But he got to meet little animals, and he was very excited. He was like, wow, that thing's angy looking. He's like, no, he's looking at us like, he's seen some shit, man. He has seen some shit. I know everybody hates on porgs, but I like porgs because I'm 5.
They're cute.
They are cute. They didn't do anywhere near as well as Disney thought they were going to do, but I thought they were the best shit.
Can't even tell what that is from here. More creatures.
More creatures. You gotta see creatures in jars. He was kind of terrified of the creatures in jars. He was like, I ain't a fan of this. They're very cute. I loved them. They made a giant Lego one of them that I almost bought like when it came out years ago because I loved it. I actually have a Chase Pop figure of a Porg that... You don't like Porgs? Shame on you. They're tasty. But no, my brain stopped. I have a Chase Pop figure of a Porg. Instead of having the closed mouth like those do, he's got the screaming face. He's like, ah! It's one of my favorite Pop figures because it's so silly, and they didn't do like they normally do with like the Chase where they just paint something on. No, that he has a separate mold on him, and I like that one a lot. I actually caught that like at a Best Buy. Somehow it had not been bought, and it was actually in their clearance aisle. And usually Chase figures go immediately because like even like the most common of Chase figures at least retain a $30 value to them, just because they're just that rare in comparison to their original counterpart. Now there are a lot of them that cost a lot more than that, but like the Porg's only like $30. But like I got them for $5. I was very happy about this.
He likes a good deal.
You like a good deal? I like a good deal too, man. I like a good deal too, man. I feel you on that. I feel you. We can be buds. We got to see more creatures. There's actually from the shop right next to it, we got something else. I'm actually going to show you off one of the first things that we actually bought in the Star Wars park because I was very excited to get this, and I'm eventually going to do a stream with it. But we also got the Terrify Fred. Because this is...
The Ronto Roasters.
The Ronto Roasters. Now, for people that don't know what a Ronto is, Rontos are essentially they're a lizard-based creature in the Star Wars universe. They look kind of like little dinosaurs. And he's looking at them being spun around on a spit, and he's like, I ain't having this, man. I'm ready to go. I don't want to be a snack. I'm just a itty-bitty boy. Work truck broke down this morning, and I was running 2 hours late on my route, this box busted on someone's porch and bubble tea went everywhere. Oh no!
Well, that sounded exactly like a story I told you on the trip.
Which one? Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to divulge that or not.
Yeah. Yeah, back I was working at a restaurant doing deliveries for a while, and it was just a really bad day. I was supposed to drive a whole bunch of like lasagnas and stuff to cater something for a hospital, and we didn't have good equipment for carrying it because we were just a really small restaurant. And so when I tried to pull them out of my car, they kind of just collapsed and lasagna went everywhere, inside and outside of the car. It's a really traumatizing experience, so I know how that feels on an emotional level.
He was not a happy boy.
Mm-hmm. I did not go back to work.
It's just like, I quit, I'm done, game over, fuck this shit, I'm out. Hello, Cassandra! Get some hearts in the chat. Thank you very much for that lovely donation. Hearts, thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. Look at that. I love the stickers. I'm sorry, I'm 5. Look at him. He's dancing. Mm-hmm. He's dancing with the power of support. He's dancing with the hearty power of support, and I appreciate it. And music, don't worry. We got him out of the Ronto roasting pit as quickly as we could. He got the safety. He did not become a snake. As you can see, he's still here. He's not a snake. It was just a terrifying experience for him. He is a little traumatized. I'm sorry. We just a little childhood trauma. It builds character. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. But how are you doing, Cassandra? Thank you very much for that donation. How have you been, my friend? Picked up an item that I'm actually excited for because this is going to wind up being content at some point in time because I want to show everybody this. Mm-hmm. I showed everybody a long time ago how to play Hanafuda, and I thoroughly love that. I'm planning on eventually playing Hanafuda again on stream because I just love to play Hanafuda. Mm-hmm. But I got another card game to play with everybody. I got a Sabacc set while I was out there. And this comes with like a basic like rule set for Sabacc, but like I know like all the different rule sets for Sabacc, so I'm going to teach you guys like how to play Sabacc eventually and have a stream for it. I was very excited for this. I like how the cards are shaped, but I will say that even though I like this set, this is going to be great for me teaching everybody how to play this and how to do this. I would say if you're interested in buying your own set, to unless you just want a set that you're not going to have to worry about, instead of spending like the $14 to get a Sabacc set from like Disney, spend the premium cost of getting one on Etsy. I got a friend who's got an Etsy set. It's like $25 to $30. And it's far better quality in the cards because they're built more like no, they're built more like standard like bicycle style cards. They have that texture to them and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So a little bit better, but this is great to learn with. And if you want like the official like Star Wars branded version of it, this is great. But I like that the ones I found on Etsy represent the ones you see in the movies and the shows and everything else. Yeah. Because they have them both in these style of shapes, which a lot of people don't like this style of shape because it can be difficult to shuffle if you're not used to shuffling weird-ass cards like I am. Mm-hmm. Thanks playing Hecatomb like over 15 years ago, because Jesus Christ, having pentagon-shaped cards were made out of plastic, the bitch. But I would definitely suggest that over this set, if I'm completely honest. Random like little toy review in the middle of everything.
Right. Well, it's not random.
But they also...
It's like 3/4 of the space.
True. Yeah, see, he's like, yeah, get the Etsy ones. Yeah. They also, on Etsy, have both the ones that are shaped like these from the movies, as well as from some of the comics and stuff, but they also have the square ones that showed up in Star Wars Rebels. Mm-hmm. So they shuffle like normal cards, they look like normal cards, they're easier to play with. So I would suggest that, but I will be teaching you guys how to play this, and I'm going to be very excited to do so because I'm 5. Essentially, it's space poker. Like, that's the easiest way to put it, and ironically enough, I understand this better than normal poker. I guess it's just like Arabesh versus my English. My English handwriting sucks. My Arabesh, legible, as long as you can fucking read Arabesh, which most people can't do, which I got to discover at the park that a lot of people cannot speak Arabesh. They all know what it is, but they can't speak it, and none of them download the app to translate it. So I would just occasionally randomly translate for people. He got to watch me do this while we were waiting in line for the lightsabers.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. It was like, she was just like, I don't know what any of this says. And like, for me, my brain was like, well, I can already take a guess what it says anyway.
Right.
It's going to say Savi's Workshop on it. And then like, it was Savi's Workshop Group D.
Yeah.
And like, I went through and I showed her what each letter meant and explained it to her. Like, I thought her and her dad were going to like lose their damn minds.
Yeah.
Because they thought that was cool as shit. I was like, no, that's just being a nerd with too much time on their hands. That's what that is. Like, her dad definitely had the look of like, this is a nerd beyond nerds, and I don't know how I feel about this. She thought that was the greatest shit ever.
Yeah, she loved it.
Yeah, it's like pulling out a random party trick at a party. It's like, look what I can do. It's the one time where people actually give a shit that I can do that. Because any other time, just like, why does that matter?
Yeah, she's the kind of person that you would become friends with at a convention.
Probably not.
Well, I mean,
it's not that they were a bad person or anything like that. It's just they were a kid. I was one of like, it's like when I was like, I'm going to explain a thing because a kid asked a question.
Yeah.
To be someone like at a con that I would probably like.
Like if an adult was acting like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like if I ran into a kid at like a con, because like I've run into kids like that at cons too. It's like I've had interactions like this at cons where I want to be like they're cosplay a certain character that I've played a game for on stream before. I'll talk about their costume or this, that, and the other, and I'll talk about like I'll ask how they made their stuff because like it's impressive to see a kid do that. I had one with a kid at AWA last year because they cosplayed Hollow Knight. Swallowed, you can read that. Oh yeah, like I've actually shown that off on stream because of Star Wars Survivor and having a lot in Fallen Order. Like I would stop like mid everything while everything's blowing up and exploding.
You did it twice. Both streams.
Both streams. I did. Both times we streamed the first game, I would stop on the train that we're not supposed to stop moving on and read the warnings on it. I would read like what the boxes said and everything else. Like I showed that off way more than I probably should have because
it was so funny because we did it on the first stream. I pointed it out. It was just like, this is funny, but didn't think anything of it. Second stream I was late for, and the first thing that I come into is you in the exact same spot reading the same sign over again.
Well, it's because the way it's written, like some of the letters in Arabesh are similar to each other, like D and R.
Yeah.
The only difference is a line in the middle, and the line in the middle you would think would be R, but it's actually D. So, like, I was, like, having to remember those, because my dyslexia is bad. It gets worse in Arabesh than it does in English sometimes, because the letters still point the same direction.
You would hate the Hylian font in Breath of the Wild.
Already do. Already do. I refuse to learn it. I love to learn weird languages, but I won't learn Elvish from Lord of the Rings, and I will not learn Hylian because I've looked at it and I'm just like
they just straight up share letters.
Yep.
So you have to either just get context clues or suss out which letter it's supposed to be.
And I'm just like, nope, not doing it.
And I mean, most of the stuff they use it on, sure, it's fine. It's easy enough to guess which letter it is because of the context of the sign it's on.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
But if someone else is like writing whole paragraphs of this stuff,
you're not going to figure it out. He met his hero, Chewie.
He
was very excited to see Chewie. We had an opportunity for him to actually meet Chewie, but it was so hot, it was about to rain, we had to leave. But he got to see Chewie, and he was very excited to see Chewie. Chewie waved at him.
Yeah, we also saw Ray, but I don't know if we got a picture of that.
I didn't get a picture of Ray because Ray was interacting with kids.
Yeah, she was crowded.
And I was like, nope, we're going to leave that alone. I haven't ever looked into translating space language for Futurama. I don't know if I'd be able to or not, because I can't remember what the hell that looks like.
Right.
I remember it exists, and I remember at one time having an interest in it, but about that time I started learning Arabic, because I learned Arabic back in college, and I wrote most of my notes in college in Arabic, because I was paranoid about people like trying to steal my work or steal shit, because I was in classes that I didn't want to share my work with, because I was trying to get out of them as quickly as possible. I tested out of every fucking class I had, because I hated being there, because I had to be there early. I had to be there early in the morning. I was already working 2 jobs at the time. Had to be there stupid early. I just hated being there because it meant that I had no time during the day to function. So, like, I tested out everything. I took every easy course that I could. I only took what was required for me to get my degree and get out. And because I was in drafting, and I took advanced classes in drafting, including being a part of their NASA program for that. Like, all I had to do was walk into each of my drafting classes. I was there for 2 days, tested out, and that was it. So all I had to do was take the math classes and a few other classes. The longest thing I did was taking stuff for my business course, and that was it. I got out of that shit as quickly as I could. So I took everything in Arabic, so I wouldn't have to worry about people messing with my notes.
Right.
No one was going to mess with my notes, but I thought so. I was a nerd, man. I was a nerd coming out of high school. I didn't want people to mess with my shit.
At least you took notes.
Well, yeah, like, you gotta take notes, just in case. I forget shit all the time. You don't take notes? Is your brain good enough to remember it without notes?
Most of the time.
Yeah, mine's not. Mine is not at all. There's a reason why there's, like, 20 notebooks. Speaking of which... I bought another notebook!
Man, that is reflective.
Right? I love this notebook. This notebook's so pretty. I do not need another notebook.
Changing the lighting in the room.
It is. I love it. I don't need another notebook. I need another notebook like I need a hole in the head, but fuck it, I'll have a hole in the head because like I love like how the book looks on the inside. It can function both as a sketch pad and as a notebook, and I love this. Like, it's just pretty. Like, the entirety of the inside of the notebook like looks like this. So, like, I love how that wound up looking. And I was like, I need this. I need another notebook. And that was, like, one of the few things that was, like, actually on the list of things I had to get. Like, I told Joel that we first planned this trip a long time ago, and we were just, like, kind of like, that might be a good idea for a trip. We weren't even thinking it was going to actually happen at that time. It's like, one of the few things I got to buy is a notebook.
Right.
Because, like, anytime I go on any trip, I buy a notebook. And it gets used. Like, I have notebooks everywhere. They all have random shit written in them. And I know where everything's written in each one. And nobody else does. Because, like, I'll have notes for a stream thing here, notes for a cosplay prop here, and this, that, and the other. Like, I only have, like, 3 or 4 books that are dedicated to anything. Yeah, I know. You don't like the fact that I'm not as organized as you. Well, you know what? You can suck it up, bud. It's okay. It's okay. I don't have a computer brain. I'm sorry. I run purely on analog. I know that probably trips you the fuck out. So we bought another notebook. I was very excited to get another notebook.
Yeah, when I take notes, it's either I don't take notes, or I go so hard on the notes that I don't remember anything. It just looks beautiful.
Mine always look like chaotic messes.
Yeah, that was back when my handwriting was like just completely immaculate. I would make sure to make everything just absolutely perfect, and my hand would cramp every single time.
Let's see. For all technicality, my first language is German, and it's the first thing I learned my alphabet in. And there'll be it's not different. It's different because how they write it's different. So, like, going between that and then coming back to the U.S., it was screwed. My entire, like, setup was screwed for my hands from the get-go. And it already wasn't pretty as a child, and it just stayed that way. Like, it's like, everybody I've ever shown both my Arabic and my normal handwriting to has always said, why can't we read the space one better? Like, even me, the first time she saw it, she was like, why does this look better? I can't read that one, but I'd much rather look at that one. My mom said the same thing, because she finally saw it, she cracked open one of my notebooks recently, because we had to go, I had to take Mom to the doctor's office, and she carries me, because I take notes, because I can recite the notes back to her. and she finally like opened up my notebook because she wanted to read what notes I'd taken. And in the process of trying to read the notes that I had taken, Aran! Hello! We are home! Howdy! Welcome, Raiders!
The droids are happy to see you.
They're excited to see you guys. We have things. You're here just in time. We're gonna be showing off some fancy stuff. We have a weenie Joel. We have a weenie bot. We have another weenie bot.
Thank you.
We have a tiny weenie boy.
Spoochoon.
We have Fred. Right? This is the picture we got of the Millennium Falcon. This is what I put on the thumbnail. Because I was very excited to get a picture of this. I was enamored with this thing, with the amount of, like, detail on this. Like, it was
huge.
So huge.
Like, you can see the scale of it.
Yeah, like, you can walk into the ship, and you can, like, just, like, have a blast here. Mm-hmm. Yes, his name is Fred. I'll go back and I'll show the pictures we have of Fred. We've been showing off the adventures of Fred throughout the entirety of the stream. But welcome, Raiders. How are you guys doing? What were you up to? You're playing Hollow Knight tonight, right? We're going to be going back through and play through Hollow Knight again soon. But how are you enjoying Hollow Knight? How far did you get tonight? We have a weenie bot, another weenie bot, and a weenie butt.
Yes. Yes.
But no, we're in the process of showing off the trip, and I'm also actually about to get into what we did, making the droids. We're going to be showing the videos, like, after we edit them, so they're not going to be on this stream, but we're going to be showing off the pictures for them. The lightsaber I'm not going to show off the pictures for, because I didn't get good pictures in there. I got good video. So we're going to just show off the lightsabers.
Oh, yep, we say...
Morning, Raiders. This man says heck.
We say things like heck.
We say shit like poopy. I would hope that people know this by now, but if you don't, quick content warning, I say bad words. I am not technically a family-friendly stream. I cuss, but I don't cuss, like, religiously, but I do say it enough. I love the fact that Aderan knows the quote for it.
Right.
Quote 23.
Yep.
It's like, everybody knows this one now.
He's the one that has to use it the most.
But yeah, so we do say bad words here. I do gotta warn you of that. I'm not a family-friendly channel. I try not to cuss like a sailor, but I do still cuss. I do play horror games for anybody that's new. I don't think there's anybody new here, but if you are new, I am a content creator that plays horror games, indie games, and Splatoon. We do play some other things throughout. Plan 33. No, I have not ever made a Plan 33 command. And Alanna, how are you? And hello, Siren. Hello, everybody coming in. I hope you're well. I hope y'all had fun. I know y'all had to have fun. Y'all were hanging out with Aderan. That's a no-brainer. I actually had a bunch of raids tonight. Might have some new lurkers. Really? Well, if you're new here, the content warning is that I do say bad words. We also have a guest star with us today. We have Joel, one of my moderators and one of my best buds. He's from several states away. We just got back from a trip to Disney, which was my first vacation since 2007, and the first vacation I've ever had that actually felt like a vacation. We did lots of Star Wars stuff. I screamed a lot. I fangirled a lot. I was very much 5. I'm going to show off the adventures of Fred. I'm going to go back and show off some of the other pictures, but before I do, I'm going to get into what a lot of people were excited to see. First, we're going to show off the droid stuff, because I actually have some pictures for that that I can actually show off. The pictures I have of the lightsaber, I might as well just show off the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Take time to go on a trip with Z. To legitimately drag me on a trip. Like, he was like, I'm going on a trip, you're coming with me!
It's like, I have all the time in the world for stuff like
We're
this.
doing it! And I'm like, okay. And still panicked about it. But we got to go to the Droid Depot. We did this technically in reverse order. We did the lightsabers first. But I'm going to show off the Droid Depot first because we got pictures and y'all can see Fred. So we're going to let you see Fred. He's hiding out as we're picking parts. This is where we wound up finding the parts that we eventually got to make our boy R0MB13, aka Romby. He's an angy boy. He's a sassy boy. He talks like non-stop. He loses his mind. I love him to death. He is super swanky. He chases the dogs around. Well, he chases one of the dogs around. The other dog's just like, that's a thing that exists. YouTube bonked me again. I know it. Hold on. What do they bonk you with? But look at him. He's so swinky. And Fred was there to help build his new little bud, to help him come to life and to be a swanky bean.
Interesting. I can see it over there. They're talking about link click stuff.
Because it says link click, so people are thinking click the link.
Yep. That's exactly what YouTube's
That's
doing.
what it is. That's what it's assuming. Yeah, for people who want to know how it's spelled, it's... I did that wrong. Try to do a capital 1. You can't do a capital 1. This is when you know that, your brain is too far off. R0MB13 is his name. Uses
a special eye to
bypass it.
I'm not even sure if it worked because it's not showing up in
It's still
top
not
chat.
showing.
I saw it show up on the screen, but
We saw it show up here.
yeah.
But this is our boy, and we have another boy right here. This is the one that Joel built.
We haven't fully decided on a name yet. We've kind of got the idea of Bluey. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of grumpy that I haven't named him yet. But
He's like, name me, Dad.
if anyone else has name suggestions, please let me know.
Look at all these parts! I was 5. This actually took me forever to figure out what I was going to build. Because, I was like, okay, so, I need to know what I'm going to build, and then I need to know what color he's going to be, and how I want to do this. We eventually settled on black, purple, and silver for his components. And I think it turned out really good. I think he's very swanky. We have some tools and stuff that I'm going to put on him, which I'll go ahead and get, since we were talking about that. We got him his own little tool set. We actually got him a panel set, because originally all of his silver components are either black or white, and I wanted to change that up. I want him to be a little more uniform, and we just need him to be pretty. He needs to be a pretty boy. He deserves to be pretty.
Before 11, let him forever be ball.
Forever be ball. That's not bad.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's not bad. I do like the bluey one, but that's also not bad.
This means this is the one that suggested that so that they could post the spelling.
Yep.
It's not spelled like from the cartoon, but
No, it was
it is Bluey.
It was B1U3
1-3 again, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 1-3. Give him little tools.
People are liking ball. Thank you, Mizu.
There we go. See, it was B1U313.
Yeah.
See, I like that. I like that because of how the numbers go together.
Yeah.
I like that, but that's just because that's me. I love when droids have decent amounts of numbers in them, because it usually describes them on their product line, like how many times they went through iterations, what they took to build them, and so on and so forth.
Do you want to be called Bluey or do you want to be called Ball is Life?
Aderan just goes balls.
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 That sounds like a very me thing to do.
It does.
I don't think I could not show him off to my parents if I called him Balls.
Could show us if your parents you named him balls. It's like your parents would be like, you named him what? My parents would be fine with it. They'd think that. My dad would think that's hilarious. My mom
Alanna,
would
no, not Blue Balls. Weenie.
just name him Weenie.
Oh my goodness.
He is your son. He could be a weenie.
It's another one I couldn't say out loud.
You couldn't say weenie to your parents?
Probably not.
Why could you not say weenie to your parents?
I don't know. It'd just be awkward.
Just call him the weenie boy. And just say it's my fault. Because I call you Weenie Joel. Like, well, he called me a weenie first and he just stuck with the bot. It's like, we called the bot weenie, so he stopped calling me weenie, and it worked.
Right.
And I was like, okay. Come on, open, because you've got a specific one. Why the apartments are like very solid, but at the same time, like it drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm. It drives me crazy that they don't fold in.
Yeah, that kind of drives me crazy because I'd like them to do that. I think they should fold in, but they don't.
That sounds just like what I would do. That's why I said it, John. Oh my goodness, alright.
Jesus.
You know me too well.
All these little tools. I'm 5 because look at him! He's ready to go. He's ready to fix all your problems. Blue Balls is a weedy. You see, you could just call him Blue for short for your parents. It'll be fine. He'll be A-okay.
His name is Blue Balls and we call him Bluey.
He's like, I don't know how I feel about that, man.
I think he liked it.
Look at all his tools. He's gonna fix all the problems. They give him like all these different things. Like they give him like the they give him like the R2 taser. They give him the grippy. They give him the buzzsaw. They give him like the little shooty doodad. They give him all the tools. I love this. Like look at it. He's got a little grabby on his head. I'm 5. I'm very excited. He's gonna be boop. There is Blueberry. That works. He's like, I like that. But yes, he's got all these little tools. They make several different attachments for him. This is the only set we got, and the silver door paneling. But they did have stuff like, we almost got him the drink set because he could have been a barista bot, but we thought, we got enough baristas in the cafe, so we will give him a little bit more dignification. He's gonna be my repair bot because I'm always fixing shit on stream anyway. Yeah. So
give him an actual job instead of making him a servant.
Right. So we went with that. They also have like tow cables that actually replace your battery backing back here. It actually goes on the back here and it gives you like little magnetic. It gives you like little like magnetic thing to grab like little boxes and stuff that come with it. All the baristas. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna eventually get him the barista set anyway. Yeah. Because I think he would look neat with it. Because I think he'd be fancy with it. Like eventually I'm gonna have to go back, and when I go back, I'm gonna have to eventually build a BB. And they only make accessory kits for the R2s because you can't really put an accessory on the ball because that's how this sucker moves. Yep. Yeah. So, like, you can't really put one on there. He's like, yeah, you don't get accessories. He's telling you don't get any toys. He's like, I want toys. He's like, no.
It's like, we're jealous.
So he's got all his little tools. He's going to be my little repair bud. Yeah. They also have, like, blasters you can put on them, as well as, like, little rockets you can put on them. They're sold out of the blaster stuff, but they had the rockets.
The rockets actually make noise when he moves around.
The rockets and the blasters both make noise because they attach to these sides. These parts on the side here, and they have like little like connector points on here. Like you take these off, and they come off of here, and you put the blasters on them, and it goes from there. It's really neat. You can actually have the blasters and the flight pieces attached at the same time, so you can make him like a battle droid when he's not supposed to be a battle droid, which I thought was hilarious. Right. Our little Fred here was helping me pick out parts for him. He's like, I want to help build me a friend. So I have someone to hang out with.
And they did. He hung out in the same backpack with him the whole time.
He did. And people, like, this is where everybody started to notice him. Like, he was already being noticed because I kept him, like, hidden. Like, because I carried my Switch bag with me. I took my Switch out and carried my Switch bag with me so I could have him in there. See, he responded to the ball. So we took him out of the Switch bag. And when we went back to hotels, we went back to the hotel after we built them. Because that was the other cool thing about these guys, is these guys interact with the park. Like, if you're walking around and you see stormtroopers and you have a rebel chip in them, they'll freak out. And I have a rebel chip in mine. If you're near the Empire, they also freak out. What is going on? slight thing. We're having to figure out why the dogs are not in the back with my grandmother real quick. We think so, but we're double checking something. They shouldn't be outside. I didn't let the dogs outside. They were at my feet, walking around me while I was setting up for stream. Joel? Oh my god, give me a second. Because this should be like a 2-second procedure. Apparently someone let him out, but it was not me. But we got the dogs. I promise I didn't steal it. Are you sure about that? Are you sure this wasn't some part of your grand plan to steal the doggos? Because I know someone who will absolutely fight you for the doggos. But he was in the bag with Romby the entire time after we got Romby, and that was it. And like every time we went anywhere, everyone was commenting on him after that, and it was freaking adorable. Let's see if I got a different picture of him in the bag. That might be the only one I've got on here right now. I'll probably put a couple others on here. But yeah, he was just chilling out, just hanging out, just being a weenie like he is. We had to leave when we came back, and we wound up. Did you bring the dark side home with you?
You'll
Maybe.
find out.
Maybe. You don't know yet. You don't know yet. You'll find out soon enough. We left the park for a minute, and we came back. We smuggled him back in with Fred helping him get back in safely. Mm-hmm. Fred was like, I will Jedi mind trick everybody as we go along. It was cool. It was cute. Everyone thought he was adorable. Everyone had a blast with him. But then we got to do something really cool. Now, for the next part, we don't have pictures of it. We have video footage of it, and I will show off the video footage after we edit the video. Because that one just you need the video experience for that. Like the pictures don't do that justice. You can ask him because we have two perspectives on it.
I was struggling to get good video. Back and forth between you and Guy, and
yep.
It was dark. My camera wasn't cooperating.
My camera caught everything in 4K, but like it ate so much space off my phone. My phone almost overheated in the process of it. Mm-hmm. But it was a blast. The guy that was helping us with the lightsaber building thing was amazing. Mm-hmm. And we built our lightsabers. Mm-hmm. And I had an absolute blast with this. This is like one of the best experiences I've had at any kind of park event thing ever. I became completely 5 during this whole event. Like just toast. My brain was just like stupid toast during all of this. But we got lightsabers. We finally got our lightsabers. And I was very excited for this. I was a screaming 5-year-old for this.
You can show yours off first.
Huh?
show yours off.
Should I show it off bladed first or non-bladed first? Because it'll be easier to see all the detail.
Show that part off.
So this is my lightsaber. This is a power and control style lightsaber with a Convor pommel for balance. I am very proud of this saber. This thing is super pretty. I love the back of this thing. It is gorgeous. It is heavy. It is super heavy.
I told you they would be heavy. I don't think you fully believed me.
I had a good idea of how heavy they'd be. The only thing I wasn't ready for is that this needs plumber's tape. Yeah. Absolutely needs plumber's tape on it to lock that in place a little bit better. Because I can still spin this. Because I tested it outside earlier, and I can still spin it fairly easily. It's a little. My only issue with it's a little thick in the handle grip. I wish it was a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
There was a part that I almost chose because it was thinner, but it just didn't look it didn't look the part.
The color kyber though, you'll find out soon enough.
Yep, you're going to see that in a second.
Yes. I kind of wish I would have not gone the same
Same
genre,
style.
because we both went power and control, mostly because I already have the nature elemental set from back before they retired.
Elemental nature.
Before they retired the old version.
I almost went with the other one. I almost went with the Guardian, the Old Republic style one. I almost went with that one, but I had been looking at this over and over and over. I talked to a lot of people about it, and like this just seemed like the one I had to have because like I believe in balance, and I do have a very aggressive fighting style just in general in life. And I would most likely have a like if I were to like actually have like a lightsaber, I'd have something with a damaging based hilt to be able to help protect myself and be able to fight. And you're only going to get that kind of stuff with power and control. Want to show off yours?
Yeah. Even though we have the same genre, they still look different.
Yep. I think the only like major shared component we have
Is this one?
is this one. And I technically have that same base because I didn't have the base I wanted originally.
Yeah.
Because we both had the same base. But I got a no, it is used a lot by dark side characters, but it's not exclusive to dark side characters, not in the slightest. There are several characters that have used different variations of power and control style sabers because they call it power and control because it's like it's got like the look of it. But there are many variations on power and control style sabers that don't look like this. That are used by Jedi. They're used usually by wielders of either blue crystals or users of purple crystals like Mace Windu. Though Mace Windu uses the Old Republic style of the Guardian style lightsaber. But if he were in the same era as this one, because this is supposed to be closer to what you see during Cal Kestis' era of saber, he would probably have a saber similar to this, just with a lot more silver and gold on it as opposed to the black. Because of how his fight style works. Because this works great with a Vapad fight style or a Form 7 fight style. So it's not just a dark side saber. We actually even got to talk to the guy about that, and while he was talking about it, like he mentioned, it's like a lot of Sith do use the saber, but there are also a lot of Jedi who were noted for using the style of saber, whether it be picking up parts in the middle of combat, or pick up a saber in the middle of combat and making it their own, or by building it out of that need for more strength, but they would usually have balance. Yeah, protection and defense, is that the silver one, or is that the gold one? I can't remember right offhand.
I feel like that was.
I think it was the silver one. And I like the protection defense, I just didn't like the new protection defense as much as I did the old one.
Yeah, because the Justice is the gold one, right?
No, Peace and Justice is the silver one. Protection Defense is the gold one. That's the other one that I almost chose.
Yeah.
And it was literally last second that I went with this one. Because those were the two that I've been torn about since the very beginning. And I finally chose my saber to go with this.
Yeah.
Several pretty motifs and a little scripture on it. And the scripture it has on it is the old Jedi. Dude. I really like that saber. I do. Should turn off the light.
Yes, we should. Ready? Turn that light off too.
Wait, yeah.
It's gonna go dark for a second.
Switch. I'm
Mostly
also going to
dark.
see due to the screen.
Yeah.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Aha! Which most people already knew what crystal I was going to probably choose.
Yeah.
How dare? How dare? But yes, purple for balance. Now, just because of showmanship and whatnot, and because I know what my Jedi character is capable of, I did get an additional kyber crystal, just for show for the most part, but we did grab it.
Yeah. And my original one was green, and because I went with some of my family last few times.
Please don't die.
I'm not dying. I'm fine.
Ugh, but absolutely love this saber.
Yeah, me and my family basically now have the full set of crystals that we can all change if we want to. So that's why I got purple this time, but I'm originally green.
I'm going to show you what this looks like taken apart, as well as I'm going to show you what the original hilt was, because this is originally supposed to look like a little statue, and they have like these secret bases on them that you can take off, and they can become pommels. This is part of the balance motif for this, because this is a convor, which is a bird that is very heavily associated with balance, with light side and balance in the force. So I wanted to have that to kind of offset the whole Sith look. As well as it makes it a little bit lighter, which makes it a little bit easier to spin, because it's plastic versus metal. It also changes how the sound is because of it being plastic as opposed to metal.
It was also cool how you explained purple with the power and control.
Yes. Because while we were talking to the guy, he asked what color crystal I chose. And I told him purple, and he went through this whole explanation of purple representing balance. Because I love the words came out of my mouth. It's like I chose purple for balance, and he got so excited that that's how I responded. And he went through this whole thing of explaining that the purple crystals are literally like that bond in between light and dark.
Between red and blue.
Yep, between red and blue. Being a representation of blue being the light side and red being the dark side, and if you mesh them together properly, it's a balance, it's a dance. But it represents like true balance in the force, and having a power and control lightsaber with a purple crystal makes sense for a Jedi. And the way he went through and explained it was like it was so well, like how he did it had to be right off the cuff, but he did so well with a lot of good knowledge from the series itself. Mm-hmm. And I was enamored with it, as well as like he actually talked and hung out with Fred for a bit too. Like that was like the highlight of my day, where I wound up being stupid and going into like just sporadic meowing fits because I couldn't keep my brain together. How dare
I tase you?
I tase you. No. But this is what it originally looked like before I swapped out the pommel. They didn't have the pommel that I personally wanted. Because they had a spiky pommel, but they didn't have that one in, and that would be the one I would have preferred to have.
But
because
also
weaponry. But I also knew we saw the owl before we went in, and I knew this was what I was going to replace it with, so it didn't matter which one I had.
Just make sure you don't lift it up too high.
That's fine. But I'm going to show y'all what this looks like with everything taken apart, because I'm also going to show you the other crystal I wound up getting.
You can fully take yours apart, and I'll show the other way to get the crystal out.
And
Still so funny that yours does that.
mine does weird stuff. My lightsaber is apparently possessed. It does weird stuff, because like mine won't make any noise if parts of it are taken off, except for occasionally the one of like, hey, the crystal's in.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let's do that.
Yeah, you have to do that side first.
Ironically, what? So, this is what everything's built on. This part's incredibly light. Like, this is like super duper light. You put your crystal on the inside there and it activates. Each one is going to come with a switch. It's going to come in two parts. You're going to get two sleeves. You can mix and match any of the two sleeves.
There's 4 to choose from.
Yeah, there's 4 to choose from. You can mix and match them any which way you want. You can also, like, once you have them at home, you can swap them around if you want.
So originally I was going to put this one on the bottom of mine, but I like the way this one feels gripping it better. With a low grip.
See, for me, this would be what I would use for a low grip.
Yeah.
And that's almost the one that I went with just for grip purposes, but I liked how the other one looked, and it still has the rubber on these, and I like the rubber on these.
Yeah.
But that also has rubber for gripping, so I like that a lot as well.
Yeah, this one just felt sharper to me because I have dainty, soft fingers.
They all come with a pommel. So this is for the bottom of your lightsaber. Usually your pommel will have some way or if you have a belt clip, you can attach it to you some way, somehow.
Either with a D-ring or like a little circle protrusion
Yep.
that just latches on, which we could show that off too. I brought that in here.
And then they will also come with an emitter. Some emitters have guards. Some emitters are built like this more for energy dispersal. Better breathe, better control over your weapon. This is for better control over your opponent because you can literally take your saber, stab it into them, and turn it on. They're not going anywhere. I really like this one personally. It's very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one too. I like that one more for like the Jedi motif, but I knew this would be probably what I would have.
Mm-hmm.
But we did also make sure that's actually locked in the way it's supposed to be. Get this.
Another crystal.
We got one other crystal. I thought about getting more. The only reason why we didn't get more was there was one item on my list of things that I wanted to get that I just didn't. It was expensive, and it just wasn't in the cards to get it this time around. There's one other item that I really wanted that we didn't get, so we only got one extra crystal. I did not get a holocron. I know I talked about getting one, but like just it was an extra expense that we just didn't need to do. But we do have a red crystal. I'll show you what that looks like when it's turned on. Because I had to get one because, I mean, if you're going to have like a Sith-looking controller saber, it's like, you know what? Why not? We'll do the thing.
Right.
And so we got it mostly for show. So put it back together.
Yeah, the switch comes in two pieces. One's the back, and then one has the actual switch on it. The switch runs off of a magnet on the inside, and it reacts with, I guess, another magnet or some kind of sensor in the kyber crystal to determine what position it's in, and that's how it determines whether it's on or off. Because it doesn't actually touch the crystal at all.
Yeah, if I were going to go with like the red crystal, what I would wind up doing is running the original pommel that came with it.
Right.
And where did my saber go? There we are. Light.
Try not to fall this time.
And that's just pretty. That is insanely pretty. It's like red works with this saber. It works really well. The red shows up really well, just in general. Y'all.
It almost looks blue when the red's on.
But yeah, this was insanely pretty. So we had to at least get it for it. Sexy red. Do not bonk me. That's how I die. That would be the one that took me out. Just lightsaber to the brain. Well, there we go. Completely scrambled.
Clash, clash, clash.
Good job choosing a very menacing looking shade of red, right? I think this works out really well, and like with how the saber's designed and everything else, this was good. This was pretty. This was probably the favorite part of the experience for both of us, just because the guy that we had that did it. How did it compare to your first time doing it?
He is so much better than the other guy. No offense to the other guy. He did a good job. This guy felt like he knew his stuff.
This guy felt like he was a nerd. This guy felt like he he literally felt like he knew everything about lightsaber lore. Like he felt like you know how like I will go on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
He felt like he could do that.
He felt like he could have done that every fucking day of his life.
Even if he isn't actually like that and doesn't know diddly.
He knew diddly right then and there.
He sold it. He has either like studied all of this, or he has practiced his script to the point where he can just sell it. New camera's neat because you can kind of see the aura on the saber. Yes. Yeah. If you don't want to take the full thing apart, but you want to change out the kyber crystal, you can turn just the inside pieces, the inside two grips, I guess, and then you can pop off the switch and just get to it quickly that way.
Then we got some that's new. This is brand new to the parks. This came out during Celebration Day back in May.
Yeah.
They modeled this after the ones in Jedi Survivor. I was going to show it to them. Give me a minute.
They
Talking
can
about
already
it.
see it.
They can see part of it. Chill. Chill. But no, they... Also, the new camera is neat because you can kind of see the aura around Saber. Right? The old camera would have never been able to pick that up properly. It probably would have lost its shit. Yes, it is a hilt holder. I have to extend mine out because of everything else. Now, what's really cool about this one, I'll plug it up in just a second. Is you can plug this one in. They come with little trays that you can get. You can purchase a tray separately. Or if you have multiple crystals, you can put them across the front of it, and they'll all light up. But the stand itself lights up, and you can choose what color it lights up in.
So you can make it match your crystal.
Yep. And it is very pretty. I like it a lot. So officially, yeah, it looks beautiful. It's just like the ones they put in Jedi Survivor, or not just like this. Isn't the same texture, but the grips they use for it are, and they're phenomenal. I fucking love them.
It's so much better than the original stands.
Yes.
The original stand is just like a spike. It's very elegant, but it's a pain.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like much in universe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything.
Whereas this one does.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just like here, plug it in, turn it on, and it changes colors to match your lightsaber. You just hit the button and it'll look the part. Off to bed, have a good night, have a wonderful night, dude. Take care, pleasant nightmares to you, my friend. But yes, this is a this is neat. I love this. It's heavy as shit. It's metal.
Mm-hmm.
It is mega heavy.
Yeah.
On the bottom here, you can put like the little lightsaber trays. Go ahead and turn on the light.
Yeah.
You put the little lightsaber trays, and they just connect via a magnet. They have little batteries in them, and they're light sensitive. So like the second something covers their light sensor, they just change color to match whatever one you set it to. No, they don't change color. No, they're all white light. They just light up behind the kyber crystal, and because kyber crystal is transparent, it shows up what it is. But they're really neat.
I should have sent you the picture that I took that kind of because the camera's not doing this justice for how it looks.
I have a picture that technically does that.
Did I send you my picture?
I do not think you did. I have mine, which has the owl blade on it and everything else.
I could have sworn I sent you the one that has Metroid and the saber all in the same picture.
Do we note it for later?
I can't look right now because my phone died.
But yeah, so this was the lightsaber. This was like our favorite part of the entire night. We did crazy stuff during the night. It was a lot of fun. The lightsaber was probably like building the lightsaber. The experience for building the lightsaber is probably the best experience in the park. Like it's the best experience in the park. It's the one you can't do the most with in the park because you can't have your lightsaber out or all this other kind of. You can take it out for pictures. But that's about it. You can take it out for pictures every once in a while. If they catch you running around with it too much, to be like, hey, you need to put that in your bag.
Yeah, especially the stormtroopers.
Especially the stormtroopers, which we didn't get to see them at any point in time that we were out. Like
because of the weather.
Because of the weather. Because like that suit gets wet and they're screwed.
Yeah.
We did not see them at all. So like some of the interactions that we were hoping to have, we didn't have. But for the most part, we did. The droid building experience is nowhere near as intuitive as the lightsaber one. Like you'll have
it's more fun for kids.
Yeah, it's more fun for kids. I still enjoyed putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
And the people there will still talk to you about your droid and they'll still do this, that, and the other. But for the most part, they kind of
the people that we worked with.
Yeah, the ones we were great. I had someone who's literally it was their first day and they
felt like they were honestly more experienced than the person that I was talking to.
Right? They immediately knew wherever part went, everything you needed for it, and so on and so forth.
It's such a good job.
And the way yours was definitely more like in character. Yours was more in character. Yours was way more in character. So we had fun with them. But the best part about getting the droid, you don't get the droid for the building experience because like building these is very simple. You have the body, you have the head that goes on top, you have the arms, you have the bottom piece, and you screw these two pieces in. You just attach the head, and that's pretty much it for that. For the BB-8, it's you take the two parts of the head, you screw them together, and you take the
base
piece,
put it in the ball, and then screw the ball shut.
Screw the ball shut, and that's it. They're done.
There's two pieces that go inside. But.
Yeah, the little two plastic pieces, like the little two plastic pieces go on here.
Yeah.
But it's very it's fast, it's quick, you get it done, and then you're ready to go. But the reason why you get the droid is not to give you the experience of building the droid. I mean, it is fun. It is going to be more fun for kids than it is going to be for adults for that one. The lightsaber one's for the adults. I mean, kids will have a lot of fun with it, too.
It's for everyone.
It's for everyone. It is for everyone, but like the adults are probably going to have the chance to enjoy it more because one, the parts are heavy. It's not as easy to put like the lightsaber in the center for a kid to do. Like,
and it's not really a toy.
It's not really a toy. It's meant to be a collectible. You can do that. Have a good night, Panda!
Panda!
It's more for the droid, whereas the saber's more for the experience with the souvenir. And that's exactly it. With the droid, you get the droid for the experience of having them in the park, because they're going to talk to each other. Depending on where you go, they're going to talk more. Like, mine got really active in the cantina.
Mine also got really active.
Yours got more active in the cantina.
He was having a fucking blast.
Well, yours is a scoundrel, so that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like, yours was just meant to lose its shit in the cantina. Mine got more excited, like, near the Millennium Falcon. It got more excited near the X-Wing. Like, any hero ship, basically, that's when it perked up, started talking. And it talked the most, as well as it talked a lot in the marketplace. Mine talked a shit ton in the marketplace. Taught more in certain shops than others. Show the cards in the Discord. I will.
Yep.
But yes. So for park experience, Droid's great for park experience. Droid's absolutely amazing for park experience. It's like. Of the two items, I would at least say like get the droid just because of the park experience itself, as well as all the stuff you can do at home. I will say sound effect wise, the one that makes the most noise is going to be the R2s because
the BB unit's sound emitter is like covered in a plastic ball.
Yep, and there's no holes in it for it to breathe because it doesn't want water to get in.
So it's a lot quieter.
Yep, it's a lot quieter, but it'll still make just as much noise. You just won't hear it as well. So in the park, the R2 is probably the better one, but you'll still hear it just fine when you get it home.
Yeah.
And the different chips you have will determine where it's going to be the most active and where it's going to freak out. Because like if you get near like the Empire outpost there, like mine would have lost its shit. Scoundrels are good no matter where you go. They talk more in places like the Cantina, but they're good pretty much anywhere you go. And the Empire stuff will apparently either freak out more, like try to alert stormtroopers and stuff when you're around them, especially if you're in a more rebel-located area, or it'll just normally talk to you while you're in an Empire area.
BB heads tend to fall off. Yeah. If you collide with something in the wrong way, they'll just pop off. It's just held on by a couple of magnets.
Yep, it's held on by 3 magnets. Now they are pretty strong magnets, but it can be kind of a pain to like reset. I think it's 4 magnets. Is it 4 magnets? Yeah, it is 4 magnets because it's got the 4 magnets on the top of the thing. I still really like the BB units. I like a lot of how like they're designed. I like them a lot, but I personally went with the R2 just because there was more I could do with them. I like his sound quality a little bit better. And because he's a ball and I have dogs in the house, dog hair, if it gets stuck in there, it's going to just make the head pop off anyway.
And also BB's, just from observing you and me playing with them, BB is so much harder to control. You can only just barely decide where it's going to go. Before
he's going to go that way. Well, I also play like a lot of remote control toys, so that may also be a thing. Don't take that out of context!
No. You cannot barely control it. If you're going in a straight line, maybe.
Maybe, but he's going to weeble and wobble everywhere he goes because of his head and how heavy it is.
Yeah. which is in character.
Yes. So for like park experience, I would suggest a droid. But if you want something that you're going to remember forever, like the experience of a lightsaber, at least go with somebody and watch the experience happen. At least watch the experience happen, if nothing else. But building it was a blast. I absolutely love my lightsaber. This is like one of my... The experience alone for this was worth the lightsaber to me. I like the lightsaber's quality. This feels sturdy. The only thing that's not super sturdy are the blades. They do wobble some. They're supposed to. There are a lot of people that freaked out about that, but the reasoning why they have the wobble is because of how heavy the chassis is. They're supposed to wobble a little bit for that give.
Yeah.
They're supposed to have a little bit of give, so like when they hit, they're not breaking the plastic housing inside, because this is housed by plastic on the inside.
And you do have to be considerate. You don't have to be super gentle, but you have to be considerate, or you will dent and or break the plastic and maybe sever some of the LEDs.
Yeah, so you don't want to baseball swing this. They are built to be able to take damage, like to be able to be smacked back and forth, like just with friendly swings and whatnot. But like if you were to like swing like you do with like a combat ready saber, you're going to dent it. I've seen a review of somebody who like took this out and like tried to just abuse the shit out of it.
It took effort.
It took effort. It takes effort to do, but you still don't want to like.
Yeah, because you can just accidentally bump it against something and it will die.
And I've been doing like saber twirling for a long time and teaching my brother how to do it, because my brother has 2 combat ready sabers. They're also dramatically lighter than these.
Yeah.
These are heavy. Like, these are really heavy. I can still do my twirling tricks with these. They do work. But if you're not used to a heavy weapon, it's not going to be as easy, and it's nowhere near as fluid as a combat-ready saber. For one, the handles are kind of bulky. Like, they're really thick, really bulky, and they're really heavy. It's part of the reason why I keep the owl on this one, because it gives me a little more balance, because I have the other thing on there. It is so imbalanced that I can't do shit with it. So I wound up swapping out the owl, and I can twirl it a lot easier. But if you're wanting to do tricks and other kind of shit like that, I would heavily advise getting not technically Ultra Saber, because Ultra Saber the company kind of sucks, but like an Ultra Saber style blade. Like a Pixel Saber. I would advise a Pixel Saber if you're wanting to do tricks and stuff. But if you're wanting something for the memory of it all, this is great for the memory of it all. I had an absolute blast with this. I loved this. This was amazing.
Probably do a fencing routine with those sabers. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's still a little too heavy for that. At least mine is. Like, using his hilt. I mean, this is better for fencing, technically. Yeah. His hilt would be better for fencing just because of the balance. But no, this could easily be used for fencing styles. Like, you remember the blaster style in Jedi Survivor? This would definitely work. Just because of how it's weighted, it would work great for the blaster style, but it's... Honestly, it does really well with two-handed style. If you're looking for just like practicing the forms and stuff, this works great for two-handed style, as well as it would work good for blaster style. I can still do the Obi Annie spin with this saber. It's not as fluid with the saber as it is with a Pixel Saber. Yeah, no, it's not at all. It's not as fluid because I can't do it as lightning fast as I can with that one. Because the other one, I can just I can do that shit in my sleep. This I have to be aware of it. Because if you're not and you miss swing at all and this connects with your body, you're going to feel it and you're going to be pissed about it. Especially with mine having these pointy ends, I've swung it, and because the hilt's longer than what I'm used to, I managed to graze myself with this and I woke up hardcore. I was like, oh, we're ready for stream.
Yeah, if you hit yourself, you could knock somebody out with one of these.
Yeah,
it's that heavy.
Take the handle out, take the light out of it, and just whack. You will get their undivided attention. They're going to probably not remember you in the morning because they're going to be unconscious. You're going to knock them into next week with this thing. This thing is legit heavy. I don't want to keep this on part of my desk is glass, and I don't want to keep it there because if I drop it picking it up, I will shatter the glass with this thing. It's that heavy. It weighs a good few pounds, and in comparison to a Pixel Saber or something like that, it's nowhere near as flexible for that.
Yeah, someone has made a
oh yeah,
real
that's
saber.
there are 2 people that have done that. I can't remember the other guys. I can't remember the original guy's name. He made the first one. He actually was dealing with somebody stealing his stuff for it, and then the Heavy Forge guys made another one, and it's a little hacksmith. That's it. But there was another guy before them that made a saber that technically worked, and their design was being sold not by Hacksmith. Hacksmith made a completely different one. They made they made the proto saber all the way up. They just like evolved those. But there was another guy who also made one. He technically made it first. I can't remember who was stealing his shit because it wasn't Hacksmith. It was somebody else. Because they were just literally just stealing his shit, and he was very upset about it, which I understand. And swap my crystals back.
Thank you for your contribution.
What is up, Razorwing? How are you? The latest one was a lightsaber pike that was cordless. I saw that. And I thought that was cool as shit. It's actually harder to put your crystal back in when you've got your other parts on here because of how heavy they are and they get in the way. They're trying to slide back down. So for me, it always gets in the way of what I'm doing. I'm getting better at it, but it's still a pain in my butt.
Also just kind of depends on which end you put it in.
There we go. Slide back up. And this is the one that I chose. And I absolutely love it. There we are. And there we go. Past that was pretty much the last big thing we did until we went to the cantina, which is pretty much the last thing we're going to talk about tonight because we're starting to get later in the night. I'm still tired. So we're probably going to end just a little bit earlier, just so I can get some sleep, so he can get some sleep, because I got a lot of stuff coming up for y'all this weekend and this week. Got a lot of stuff we're working on.
Some things that are making us angry that we're working on.
And some things we're trying to get worked on that may not be here. I was having connection issues with this chat, so I tried Just E to test it, if it was working. We're trying to mention Rebel Sabers. They have Rebel Sabers I've heard fantastic stuff about. With them, and for one, they're usually pretty fast. They get their stuff done. Their quality's good. They're durable, and they have good customer service. I think what may have been part of the issue was talking about Rebel, because all the controversies with shit in the South, which I am sadly more familiar with than I should be. And the YouTube bots like the flag shit left and right.
Could have also been coming off as promotion.
Yep. They may have thought it was promotion or something. Well, it was only if they had a website in it. But no, completely agree with you.
Yep.
I've gotten to see Rebel Sabers, lightsabers up close and personal, and I fucking love them. So completely agree with you on that. Our last experience, before we started to wind down and head home, was the cantina. And the cantina was a blast. That's going to be another one that we have video footage of. The video footage of it is mostly just showing the cantina. That's it. So it's not as in-depth. It's not an experience, really, for that one. You have to be there to experience that one. And it kind of depends on where you're seated on how big of an experience that is going to be for you. Because it could be an excellent experience or it could be a meh experience.
Yeah, there's 3 different kinds of seating. You have booths, you have stand-up tables, and then you have the bar.
Now, I'll tell you, the booth is probably the one that you kind of want the least, because you're away from everything.
You don't get to see all a lot.
If you don't like people, you don't like dealing with stuff, a booth's great. But if you're in a standing position, depending on where you're standing is going to depend on how great it is. For us, we were standing right next to DJ Rex, which is what I wanted. DJ Rex is a hilarious little robot dude.
It would have been better if we were on the other side of the table, but it was fine.
Yep, it was still fine. I got some footage of him. The absolute best part, the place to be though, is at the bar, because like occasionally like the reactor will shut down. They try to like get everything back up and running,
and the cast members just are a lot more lively at the bar.
Yep. The guy we had, though, was great. The guy we had, though, was absolutely great. He was cracking jokes every time he showed up. They were all Star Wars-themed jokes.
All puns.
They were all puns, and not all of them were probably what Disney would be the most excited about, but I love them anyway. They were fucking hilarious. I, had a blast, but I also showed I'm too much of a nerd because every one of his jokes and or puns revolved around Star Wars trivia.
It started with a question about trivia,
and
he got all the answers right.
I answered every single damn one of them.
Which means he fell straight into every single one of the jokes.
Oh, he was going to tell the joke regardless.
Yeah.
He was going to tell the damn joke regardless because he caught one.
But yeah.
Because he caught one right off the rip before I could answer it. But the fact that I answered everyone, you could tell, the look on his face, it's like, this is the nerd I need to talk to today. Because he stopped asking the table and started asking me.
Yeah, he started looking a lot at you.
Yeah, he would look at me and ask the question because he knows I'm going to answer it because I have the answer every fucking time. Like the Ahsoka and the bidet one. Like, you know what Ahsoka's job was before she was a Jedi? It was like, what? She was a businesswoman. It was like, oh, what, you know what she sold? It was like, I don't know. She sold bidets. But she called him the ass Ahsoka. And, I died. That shouldn't have been funny. That
shouldn't have been at Disney.
It should have been at Disney, but it definitely should have been funny, but I fucking died. That was the best shit.
I don't think either of us remembers exactly how much that cost, so we're just not even going to...
I remember exactly how much the lightsaber cost because I had a heart attack seeing the price of it. Because you're the one that bought my lightsaber.
We're just not going to talk about it. You can find the answer for yourself.
Well, see, the reason why ours cost us a little bit more is because we bought it, we got the bag, we got no, they've upgraded the price.
That's for the droid.
The lightsabers just cost more now. Because originally, about 3 years ago is when you went, because that's when it opened. Originally, the lightsabers were $200. The lightsaber's price before tax and everything is $250. The droid's price before going in originally was $100, and now it's like $120 for a droid building.
Yeah.
But they offer a bundle now for the droid building that makes it $245. I would suggest it. Because it comes with the droid, comes with the comes with a personality chip, comes with a bag. Personality chip's usually $15 by itself. The bag's $40 by itself, and then the droid's $120. So you save money doing the droid bundle. Still panicked me to look at anything that was priced out or moved or done. I have an aneurysm looking at anything to a price and anything I do, and that just was
But it's
crazy.
Your birthday. It's fine.
But yeah, I researched that heavily before we went in. I already knew what everything was going to cost going in. But yeah, I forgot the lightsabers had increased in price. I remember them being $200 and they're now $250. But to compensate for that cost, they have upgraded the lightsabers. They've made the metal look a lot more flush together. When you screw them together, they line up more easily. They've made the quality of the grips on them a lot better. They've made great strides in the design for them.
Yeah.
The only one I'm not a fan of from the new redesigns, I like the older one better. Nature, I actually still like the original. Nature is tied for me. I like both versions because I like that they have dewback leather for the new one, and that was one of the things I like the most about Elemental Nature. I will say the Rancor Tooth sells the original set though for me, and would make me want the original set more than the other. But no, the one that actually hurts me the most because I really wanted the original, and if I'd gone, that would have been what I would have gotten. Was Peace and Justice. The original Peace and Justice looked absolutely phenomenal. I'm not as big of a fan of the new Peace and Justice variation that they have, which is essentially like your Luke Skywalker, your Obi-Wan, your stuff like that. Your basically what you see a green and blue crystal in. Most likely a green crystal in would be those. I just found this newer one being a little more generic. But if you wanted something that was great for saber spinning, it has the most combat-friendly handles out of all of the sets, personally. It's the most aerodynamic out of the blades, but it looks the least appealing. Mainly because I don't like the emitters. That's actually my biggest complaint about it is the new emitters just don't look as pretty as the old emitters for Peace and Justice. If they let you have the old emitter with every other part with it, be freaking fine to me. And I know I'm probably an exception to that because I know a lot of people like the new Peace and Justice. I just like the older one better. But the Sith one, the power and control one, which is what we've got, is the power and control. The new power and control honestly looks leaps and bounds better than the old one, as well as the new the new defense one also looks a lot better than its original. Honestly, the defense one is probably the one that is probably the most mix compatible with its original predecessor, and I would like to have like a mixture of the original one and the new one.
Yeah, because nature, absolutely not. They're like two completely different things.
I think the dewback leather would still look good regardless. If you didn't have like the engravings on, if you didn't use the engraving pieces from the original, I think the dewback leather would look great with the wrap handle from the original. But that's where the biggest part for that one was, and I think the emitters look great either way. The Rancor tooth though from the original, like I think should have been something they carried over like something similar to it, like maybe the ram horn or something like that. But no, for me the favorite out of all of them was power and control, followed very closely by the defense set. I was very torn on which one of those I was going to wind up with at the end, and I literally made like a last-second decision on it because I thought it would match better with my balance motif that I was working for. But yeah, no, had an absolute fucking field day with it all.
One thing I forgot to bring in here is the coupling.
Yep, we also did pick up a coupling. He picked up a coupling because he owns two lightsabers currently. So he picked up a coupler. We actually got to see what they both look like together. If you have them put together, that's display only by that point. It's so heavy. It is so heavy, and the lightsaber, the saber portions themselves become unbalanced in it.
Yeah.
If you're to try to, there's no spinning that shit.
Yeah, they sag a little bit.
It is way too heavy to properly spin. You're going to drop it because it's too broad, it's too thick, and it's just, it's a nightmare to spin. But it looks gorgeous in a stand, and they built these stands to be able to hold the dual blade, and it looks really, really nice.
I'm going to attempt to mix and match pieces on mine and see if that looks any good when I put them together.
I think the best ones that mix together are Power Control and Peace and Justice. Is it Justice and it's Justice Defense and basically the Jedi Saber and the Sith Saber look great together. I think Element Nature could look good with it, especially with the wrap piece, but not still a sucker for wrap pieces. I think Elemental Nature goes good with the Guardian ones. Honestly, Peace and Justice pretty much goes good with any of them.
Yeah, because they have the least clashing pieces.
Yeah. It's silver. It's silver all the way through. It's silver and black all the way through, like these. Except for every part that would be black on this would be silver on the other. Every part that's silver on these would be black on the other, and there's no red accenting. They don't use a lot of color in the justice the justice pieces.
I never put that together. The dial tone that I keep saying Rivali does, he's mimicking your vape.
That's Rivali.
Yeah. I never put it together that's what he was making that noise for.
I don't think he's mimicking that because he's always made that noise, and that is a parakeet noise. That is a parakeet noise. He will mimic his bell though every once in a while. But it is Rivali who's making all that noise. Sometimes he's probably mimicking the vape noise, but like the rotary phone noise, that's just a parakeet noise. That's hardcore parakeet noise, because I'll walk into a pet store and they'll all make that noise.
Yep.
Oh, it's definitely similar, trust me. Like, it definitely sounds very similar to it. If I were to take the personality chip out of this and you start hearing the normal R2 noises, because they default to normal R2 noises with the personality chip, he would be mimicking the shit out of that because he already makes those noises.
Yeah.
He'd just be making them a lot more. He'd be losing his damn mind because he likes that noise.
Wonder if he'll start mimicking this one.
I don't know. It's very deep sounding, so he might. But it doesn't have the same sound quality of noises that he likes.
Yeah.
Because he likes all those high-pitched noises. So he'll probably, if I were to leave the other one and just let him go on his own device, he'd probably lose his shit over that. He'll probably mimic, well, I'll say he'd probably mimic yours, but no, you chose the silver chip, which is the deeper one, the more serious sounding one.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much everything we have that's not video related. We're going to show off the videos later. They're going to show up as shorts as well as actual videos over the course of the next week. Got a cross of guard and a single blade saber from them. Put them together to have an unusual saber staff. Tricky to use at first, but it's pretty fun. I could imagine so. I could definitely imagine so. They do great work with their sabers too. So like you can put that stuff, you can have that kind of build, and it'll be good quality. It won't fall apart while you're doing things. But I think we'll go ahead and call it for the night because I am tired. Don't tell me no. I gotta go to sleep, but I got things to do. I'm tired. I know you're tired. We got stuff we got to do tomorrow. We got videos we got to edit. I've got some things I got to do that is commission wise as well. So I've got a lot of stuff to work on.
I can imagine that at some point you're going to be fiddling with the top piece or the top grippy on your art unit, and you're going to like leave it down, and it's going to turn and hit you in the face.
One of these days. One of these days is going to happen.
Cannot wait.
Okay, so I like the Fred one.
Yeah. Almost needs to be out from behind the text, but that would look good, yeah.
Save.
I like the blurbs.
Droid shot flip a coin of heads. The opponent's Pokemon is now confused. Let's see. They're so small. How dare. Undead droid. You can attach any dart type energy to this card. It works as electric energy. That's actually a pretty good effect. Droid shock. 100 damage, flip a coin. If heads, the opponent's Pokemon is now confused. Absolutely love that. That's wacky. I love that it's got Z and Rombi.
Yeah.
That's cool. Then we got this one. We got Fred as a Pokemon.
600 HP.
Fred, 90 HP. The Traveling Dino Fred. Hidden Force. Fred has a hidden connection to the Force. When this Pokemon gets attacked, flip a coin. If tails, the attack misses due to the Force. Force Choke. 10 plus damage. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, add 10 damage. Look at the little man. I love that one. It's freaking cute. Well, that's just it. With a lot of with the tag team cards, they had ridiculous amounts of HP. Like they would have 400, 500 amounts of HP because it's usually two big powerhouse Pokemon. Power creep is real in Pokemon right now. The HP levels are skyrocketing. They had this whole big ad after the tag team series for showing what the next legendary was going to look at, and it showed a 600 HP cap, and everyone lost their damn mind. So 600 HP is actually something that happens in Pokemon. It doesn't happen as much now because they've started to kind of reel that back, but that was a big deal when the first one hit massive amounts of HP.
Right.
But yeah, the tag team cards that actually makes sense. Fred actually has a dex entry. Oh, he does. I have trouble reading that because I don't have my glasses.
Traveling dino that lives her adventures. They are known to pop in the most random of places.
And even has the illustration, like, it even includes Mizu, because Mizu made the little dino.
Yeah.
That's cute! Credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
I love that. Traveling dino that lives for adventures. They are known to pop in the most random places. Like vending machines! That's great. I love that. That's great. Okay, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, rather what he's showing is Anth-made fan Pokemon cards. Put them in the art section of the Discord. Which, if you have not already, you should join the Discord.
Yee.
Exclamation point Discord.
Boop. Wow. Use the website to make custom Pokemon cards. Yee. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna call it for the night. We're gonna go ahead and end here. We got stuff that's coming up. We got stuff we got to work on. It is about to be a very busy weekend for me. It's also about to be a very busy weekend. It's about to be a very busy week for me as well. We're gonna have Joel here on and off throughout the course of the week. So get hyped. There's gonna be weird shit. If something comes in the way that it's supposed to, we're gonna have something
Excellent.
huge. Probably one of the biggest things we've ever done, but it depends on if everything shows up the way it's supposed to. I don't know. We've been dealing with some shit on that. It's caused a lot of stress. But if it comes in, it's going to be big. It's going to be really big. Mm-hmm. But y'all have to wait to see that one. Oh yeah, we're talking big. It's something we've actually discussed on this channel before. And if we get this done the right way, no one has ever done this on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone's ever done it on Twitch either. But it depends on if everything comes in. But if it does, we're going to do something that's never been seen before. I've literally, like, scoured the dregs of YouTube just to see.
People have gotten close
but,
with other techniques.
But not quite to this
Not
degree.
This.
This is going to be huge. We just got to hope everything shows up the way it's supposed to. But we're going to go ahead and call it here for the night, guys. As y'all know, what's always going on. Your coffee fuel, gingerbread, undead, and
Joel.
And this has been our stream talking about our Star Wars trip. There's a lot more Star Wars videos that are going to be coming up just because we're going to be showing off all of our footage from the trip. Mm-hmm. We're going to be editing all that together and doing some pretty stuff with it. And, yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff coming, including Ray bosses are coming back. Should be in next weekend, as well as we got a lot of other stuff coming throughout the course of this week. So yourself hypes, get yourself excited, have yourselves a wonderful night. Thank you all for coming out. I'm glad y'all enjoyed the weird shit we got to show you today. I got a little hooey. Hope y'all have a wonderful night. We're going to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, pleasant nightmares. I will see all of you lovely peeps again tomorrow. Meh.
Bye.